You're watching the 2024 Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Yash Technologies.
So good morning from Mercer County Park, where we are ready for play. With the news, New England Eagles have been sent in here to take on Manhattan Yorkers. With the news, as you can see on your screen, Manhattan Yorkers have won the toss. They've elected to bowl a ground that they have called home for the last couple of years, and they're hoping that they can spring another surprise here. The New England Eagles, of course, has been asked to bat first, and they really want to turn some of their fortunes around. Usman Ashraf is expected to be at the top of the order. Mahesh Ram, Karan Parikh, he's new to the squad. Rishikesh Budagam, we saw him a couple of weeks ago. He's a top quality player. Ahmed Patel, he's come into the side. Rizwan Mazar has been here for the last couple of years. Earl Henningham, he comes into the side. Burhan Saeed, a veteran of the sport, and Noman Iftikhar could be the captain. Samar Tiwari and Joshua Danai. I'm joined with Matthew into the box. Matt, let's take a look at the Yorkers.
Yeah, very young side as always, supported by the Manhattan Yorkers. Pranav Chattopadhyay, how good was he in that innings? He scored 80 plus runs for him, so he's kicked into form. Danish Patel as well, Siddharth Kappa, so a very young top order there we've seen. I've gotten some decent numbers for the Manhattan Yorkers, mixed in with the experience of Raj Bafsar. Deep Patel has been in and out of the side. Nimesh Bechu has been quite a pleasant surprise for the Manhattan Yorkers, someone that was new to minor league cricket this year. Shapnil Roy, another young player. Kangura has been around minor league cricket for some time. Manoj Acharya, and then Dhruv Pawar and Arya Garg rounding out the Yorkers setup.
So we're all set here, 60 degrees, 66 degrees at Mercer County Park, and that's actually means it's a little bit on the chilly side. If you're here at the ground, I'm pretty sure you're gonna grab one of those windbreaker. So we are ready to start. The umpires are Colin Edwards, and it looks like Dimpal Patel. So we're all ready with the news. New England Eagles have been sent into bat, and we'll talk about their matchups and how many times they've played this team. And just to fill you in, the fact is, Matt, Yorkers, this will be the final game for their 2024 campaign.
Yeah, quick moving tournament this year. And the Manhattan Yorkers will be finishing things up later on. We'll see the Philadelphians finish their campaign. So one last go here at minor league cricket for the Manhattan Yorkers. The New England Eagles will still have to make the trek next week up to Glenville to round out their campaign in the final week of competition.
So we're just about ready to start. Manoj Acharya for everything else, Matt, has always been the man to start with the new ball. And a surprise move here as Usman Ashraf, he's partnered by Rizwan Mazar. And Rizwan Mazar, Matt, has spent his time in 2024 batting in the middle towards the end. He gets a chance to come in with Usman Ashraf, who's been quite prolific at the top of the order.
Yeah, and I think I like this move from the New England Eagles to send Rizwan Mazar up the order. We've seen him bat very late at times. Sometimes opportunities can be quite difficult, especially you've got a big hitter like Rizwan Mazar, usually a finisher. But given they've struggled really at the top of the order to really string scores along, I don't mind this move here at all.
So we're just getting ready to start. The keeper is all ready. And we are Pranav Chattopadhyay, young player, Matt. Got a big score the other day. We'll talk about that. And a couple of fans are beginning to drive into the ground. So the parking lot almost full. And we're all set and ready here. Colin Edwards on your screen. A man who's popular in this area. And that thumbs up mean it's ready for play. So here is the first ball. Manoj Acharya will come into bowl to Usman Ashraf. And we talked about when he starts with a wide going down the leg side. So umpire Dimpal Patel gets some early arms exercise. And the ball sliding down the leg side will be called a wide. And things are on the way here. And we talked about how good Usman Ashraf has been since he was promoted to the top of the order, Matt. So in the last couple of games, got among the runs. Got 47 in the last game, got 21 in the game before that. And he's off and running first run off the bat, and it comes off the bat of Usman Ashraf. They're 2 for no loss.
Yeah, so Rizwan Mazar will be intrigued to see what the game plan is here. Knowing Rizwan Mazar, I'm sure the game plan will be to make use of the power play and really go after things. It'll be very interested in seeing how long he's able to stay around and how much he's able to put on the board, because we've seen scores and conditions drastically improve over the last few weeks here at Mercer County. So there's certainly something in for the batters now. So maybe all of that going into the plan to send Mazar up the order.
Yeah, Matt, you're right on that. We've seen 100 yesterday from Chandrapal Hemraj. We saw Chattapalliam getting a big 86. So it's beginning to tell us a story that there's runs on this pitch. And those are the boys there, look relaxed. I wonder why Yash Kangura is not in uniform. Oh, it comes down. In fact, Yash Kangura is out in the field. A big swing and a miss here from Rizwan Mazar. And the ball goes through to Chattapalliam. So, yeah, that's he's out in the field. But there's always somebody that resembles somebody's. He's the man out at long off, Matt. So we'll have to take another look at the players' camp. Into the onside, and Rizwan Mazar, he's off and running. Could pick up a couple of runs. We talked about the pitch. Seems to have gotten better as we spent our last couple, in fact, the last day here today, Matt. Other than that, even the outfield has gotten tad quicker from last year.
Yeah, certainly. Has benefited the batters a lot more, has made things a lot more even. And we've seen the batters really adjust well. So, as you mentioned, a lot more runs have been scored.
Manoj Acharya, he's been around the minor league setup, a throw from the offside. Looks like Danish Patel, is that him? Yeah, conditions here, and the irony is when it starts to get better, the season comes to an end here at Mercer County Park. Good start here from the New England Eagles, who have had a tough 2024 season. And ball into the onside. Usman Ashraf will keep strike. The first over comes to a conclusion. And after one, is 6 for no loss.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes, creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Arya Garg, the young quick, will pick things up from the other end. We saw Manoj Acharya. 6 on the board for the New England Eagles, who still got a few more games left in the campaign, although it doesn't really mean much from a playoff standpoint. 0 for 5 of the season. They narrowly missed out on the playoffs last season. They would have had that playoff game where they would have lost to the Cavaliers that sent the Cavaliers through to the Super 8s. This year hasn't been the same sort of result, as we see Ashraf pulling away, only getting him a single. 3 games to go. You play 8 games, 6 teams. Well, you play 5 games against the other 5 teams at least once, and then 3 teams you will play twice. In the case of the Manhattan Yorkers, for example, they've played the Stallions twice, the Philadelphians twice, and the NYC Titans twice. So the Eagles with still a game today, and then 2 next week at Glenville.
The ball pulled into the onside. That's a very good shot from Rizwan Mazar. And he picks up an early boundary here, Matt. And the second over being delivered here by Arya Garg. Good shot from Usman Ashraf. In fact, from Rizwan Mazar, sorry.
Yeah, just get a little down the leg side, pulled away from Mazar. too straight from Arya Garg. You just get the feeling that Mazar will look to target the bowler's hip, maybe particularly Arya Garg being a youngster. And he's a no-nonsense type of player, especially in the power play, is Rizwan. I mentioned he's more of a finisher, so he probably doesn't bat in the first 6 very often. So he'll certainly relish the opportunity to have only 2 fielders outside the circle here for the Eagles and look to get them off to a quick start. We've seen a lot of different opening combinations that hasn't really worked out. 2 big signings for the Eagles, Prajapati and Derek Narayan, haven't really clicked at the top of the order. Both of them not even in the side today.
Yeah, looking to pull through the onside, and the ball goes through to Pranav Chattopadhyay. Yeah, Matt, we talked about the combinations at the top of the order. Derek Narayan and Prajapati hasn't worked out. And it's interesting to note that Usman Ashraf given an opportunity in the last couple of games coming into this one, so this is the 3rd time he's batting at the top of the order. Rizwan Mazar has been the surprise man to bat at the top. And we've seen this over gone with a 4, but Arya Garg has come back with 3 dot deliveries here. So cool conditions here at Mercer County Park, and here's your man on the screen, Usman Ashraf. And here is Arya Garg. He has had a very good, very excellent junior career. Top edged over the offside, and it runs away towards 3rd, and that's 4 more runs there for the New England Eagles.
Yeah, looking to break free there was Rizwan Mazar, advancing down the track, getting a thick slice away. Totally not in control, but it doesn't matter. It gets him a boundary. Just about beats the fielder for 4. So 9 runs from the over in the end. It's a decent start for the New England Eagles, 15 for none.
So 15 for no loss. We've seen a couple of good overs here for the New England Eagles. Asked to bat first. Things have gone pretty well. Mazar on 11. Usman Ashraf is on 3. And Manoj Acharya not bowling off his long run. The ball into the offside. And Matt, we saw last week Drysdale. And the cricket has really improved, even by technology-wise. We saw Drysdale, I think it was last week or the week before. Playing a miss, and the ball goes through to Pranav Chattopadhyay. We talked about the fast bowlers when they get to the park and you throw the ball to them and they're ready to bowl. They'll mark their step, maybe 15 steps, 12 steps, 10 steps. Well, we saw Drysdale last week marking his runner by a measurement from it appears to be a phone app. And we saw him walking, looking at the phone, and then he decides, well, this is my marker. And so things have really gone high-tech, even for the fast bowlers.
I wonder how that works, because it's you can't have the phone with you during the game, so I wonder how Drysdale is able to do that.
Well, he marks it and put his marker down, and then, of course, he's ready for the play. In fact, it is so popular these days that when you get to no pace on the ball, and that might have been deliberately taken off from Manoj Acharya, don't always blame the pitch for these loopy balls. It's in the bowler's arsenal these days, Matt. Manoj Acharya.
Very important part of T20 cricket is just that variation, and we've evolved past the days. Especially you look at teams like Australia and the West Indies back in the days that were so reliant on just raw pace. We've evolved since then. It's a lot more about variation. And a lot of the times in T20 cricket, you see some of these quicks that have raw pace and they tend to fail. We'll continue that. It's 16 for none after 3.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So we're back from the Mercer County Park, located in New Jersey, some, 26 miles from the George Washington Bridge. So the news, as you can see, New England off to a good start. Arya Garg, the man on the middle of your screen. And Matt, we're going to finish up on a couple of things. We were talking about bowling run-up, and then we'll talk about this Manhattan Yorkers team. So much to talk about. But here's Arya Garg, 16 for no loss. Oh, pulled away from Usman Ashraf. He continues to bat well at the top of the order. And that's pulled away handsomely for 4.
Yeah, very good looking shot from Usman Ashraf. You mentioned a man in form is Usman Ashraf. The second time Arya Garg has just tried that short ball, but it maybe just hasn't had enough speed or isn't really short enough to trouble the batters. It's the second time we saw Rizwan Mazar play a pull shot very similar to that one. And now Usman Ashraf doing the same.
And Matt, for folks watching this game, I'm pretty sure 90% of them already know that Usman Ashraf has played at the international level. He's had a brief run at the top with the U.S. national team as a leg spinner, by the way. And is that what we call a bowling all-rounder, Matt? If he was a batter that can bowl a few overs, like for example Stephen Taylor, is that why we say that, as in the case of Usman Ashraf, he's a bowling all-rounder? Because you tend to want to say that what is primary role? More of a bowler than a batsman. So am I correct when I say he's a bowling all-rounder?
Well, in the case of Usman Ashraf, it's an interesting topic. Because you mentioned he would have played at the international level, and yeah, he would have perhaps been considered a bowling all-rounder for the US. This one in the air from Rizwan. Shouts of catch it, and it's been put down. So Kangura giving Rizwan Mazar a life. A short delivery from Arya Garg again. Looking to pull aerially is Rizwan Mazar, and Yash Kangura had a lot of running to do. May have just lost sight of it right at the end, and puts one down on the turf. So a big moment in the game for the Manhattan Yorkers. You don't want to give a batter like Rizwan Mazar many lives. Yash Kangura, he's a top quality fielder. He feels he should have taken that for sure.
So sucked into the pull shot again. Not timed well. And this time off the bat of Usman Ashraf. So 23 for no loss. And Matt, you look at Kangura, he's placed in a position there that the reason why you're out there is for the short pull shot.
Yeah, and we've certainly seen quite a few short deliveries from Arya Garg, so he's certainly bowling to that field. He set the plan there, and the plan almost worked. You've got to say the plan did work from Arya Garg. He induced a false pull shot from Rizwan Mazar. It's just Kangura unable to hold on. 23 for none after 4.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So 23 for no loss. 4 overs gone. I think Rizwan Mazar taking a little bit of drink here, Matt. Spin for the first time. Manoj Acharya gets a relief. 2 overs, no made, none for 7 for Manoj Acharya. Raj Bafsar.
So will be interesting to see how much more Rizwan Mazar is able to pile on after that drop chance he's been given.
Yeah, take a look at this one. Arya Garg short into the leg stump and taken on by Usman Ashraf. And you talked about how reliable typically Kangura has been or good he is, but this time not holding on. And sometimes it gets a little bit cruel, Matt, when cricketers might be saying, "Oh, I hate this replay system. It only shows up what I've done wrong."
Well,
But what about last week when I took an amazing catch? Where was the replay?
well, that's the thing about minor league cricket. It allows a lot of these youngsters some time in the spotlight, see their faces on camera, and you mentioned in the case of Yash Kangura in the previous over, it's can sometimes, depending on performance, can be both a blessing or a curse.
Yes,
We've seen a lot of Yash Kangura on camera over the first 4.5 overs.
Yeah, we've seen so many films and so many motion images of minor league in the last 3 or 4 years, and some are quite hilarious at times, I gotta tell you that, and some are very eye-opening, some are downright honestly embarrassing at times, and some has been really superb for some of the players. When the cameras are rolling, you can't hide. Right? When you walk into a facility that has cameras rolling, there's a little disclaimer. Everything that goes on here, you will be recorded. Everything that happens on the field. A lot of cameras are wrong. A big swing and a miss. Completes a very good over here from Raj Bafsar. And over that only gave up 1. 5 overs gone. It's 24 for no loss.
So 24 for none after 5 overs. A good over from Raj Bafsar. Going back to your point about the camera work. There's some good camera work there. Catching the birds flying around. Very natural area here in Mercer County. We've got the Bark Park right behind us as well, with the K9 festivals that happen pretty much every day behind us.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of activity in the park. This park, of course, is not a primarily cricket ground. It's not a primary cricket ground at all. There's soccer, there's baseball, there's the dog park. Yeah, a bit of discussion here as a new bowler has been introduced. Manoj Acharya, the captain, talks to Drew Pawar. Matt, we've had so much stuff to finish up. We will finish up. We will talk some other stuff here. But we talked about bowlers marking their marks, spray painting their mark, as it has become popular, especially at the international grounds, in which you get to the park and the game hasn't started yet, and you see so many marks on the ground, spray painted on the grass with initials. So, for example, if you see the initials MA, you know that's Manoj Acharya. But he's off the attack. Drew Pawar has been given the ball. It's 24 for no loss. We've seen a good start from the Eagles, and I say good. They haven't lost a wicket, which has not been so easy at Mercer County Park. So the left arm spin of Drew Pawar, he comes in here. He joins Raj Bafsar, same bowling type, and will come into bowl to Usman Ashraf. And Ashraf gets a good ball, looking at probably the ball was heading down the leg side. Made that quick adjustment. It's 24 for none. A good start here from the Eagles.
Yeah, very solid start this from the Eagles. Nothing too fancy in terms of scoring rate, but certainly haven't lost any wickets as Ashraf is a bit shaken up from that blow.
It's a very sensitive area. When you're struck in that area, Matt, you see stars. Yeah, the emergency fielder runs onto the field with a bottle of water.
And those, when you get struck in that area, there's not really much you can do. You've just got to be there for moral support. There's no type of remedy that is gonna solve that problem.
Yeah, look, he was looking to probably play on the onside, and then the ball, good purchase, good turn, good bounce from Drew Pawar. A good start to his bowling spell. A dot ball landing in very good areas. We talked about how good Usman Ashraf has been at the top of the order. Last couple of games, 47 and 21. That's a good score. And here he is getting a ball, taking on the pad, big appeal. It's all happening here. Rizwan Mazar looking to get down. In the end, send back. 24 for none. Oh, lofted over the bowler's head. Not in control is Usman Ashraf. And he will be quite delighted. He's gotten off strike here from Drew Pawar.
Look at that shout from earlier on. He's just going down. Certainly convinced with the Manhattan Yorkers. Looking for that first breakthrough. It's taken them a bit of a while so far. 5.5 overs. We haven't seen any wickets as yet. So you've got to give credit to the batting side, Mazar and Usman Ashraf, for sticking around, even though they haven't been scoring quite quickly. You've still got to give credit where credit's due, and you've got to always admire the prevention of wickets, because as long as you've got wickets in hand, you can always make up for the runs that you may have lost in a couple of overs.
So you talked about the New England Eagles yet to put points on the table, Matt. What a series they have gone through this time. Mazar into the onside, could get a couple of runs here. Yash Kangura comes around, couple of runs here for Rizwan Mazar, but it'll probably be a 2024 season to forget for the New England Eagles, yet to put points on the table. Big swing and a miss, and Rizwan Mazar has found the bowling elusive no matter who's been bowling, and he remains on 14 of 17 balls, 27 for no loss. Into the onside, can't score, so this power plays are done. After 6 is 27 for none. So Raj Bafsar, first over went for 1 match. We've seen an over from Drew Pawar, went for 3. So essentially we've seen a couple of overs of spin. Slow left arm spin, and has gone pretty well for Drew Pawar and Raj Bafsar.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of different bowling, a lot of different combinations in terms of their bowling from the Manhattan Yorkers throughout the season. Always a side to have a lot of all-rounders. So they've got plenty of bowling options, both pace and spin. We saw the 4 overs of pace from Acharya and Arya Garg, and now the spinners taking over, the likes of Raj Bafsa, Dhruv Pawar. I'm sure we'll see Nimesh Bechu at some point. No Yasir Mohammed, he is off to international duty with the US in Namibia.
So Raj Bafsar, we talked about Raj Bafsar, the experience that he brings to this team. Oh, pulled away. That's a good looking shot. Fielder comes in. He's taking the catch. A brilliant catch from the fielder. And it might have been Danish Patel. If it is, he has come up with a really good catch that seemingly, look, it was heading to the boundary. Interrupted by the safe hands from the fielder. And Rizwan Mazar is gone.
Yeah, shorter delivery from Raj Bafsa. Rizwan Mazar looking to pull away, looking to target. But in the end, a very well taken catch from Danish Patel. And the first wicket falls for the Eagles.
So Mahesh Ram comes to the middle. Apurva Mahesh Ram. Seen a brilliant catch from Danish Patel, Matt. He's a safe fielder. He's always been on the outskirts of the field. And quite rightly so, Rizwan Mazar gone.
Yeah, the plan to send Rizwan Mazar up the order hasn't really worked out in the way that the Eagles were expecting it to. 14 of 19. And it brings the young Mahesh Ram out in the middle to join Ashraf.
Yeah, he's another young player.
So swept away from Mahesh Ram. Fielder runs around. Off the mark with a single. And Mahesh Ram would have gotten a quick 23 in the last game. The top quality player is Mahesh Ram. Can do a bit of everything. Mostly a touch player, but I've seen him on time and again. Has a lot of 360 shots, a couple of switch hits, some scoops I've seen from him in the past that has been executed quite well. So certainly a player with a bright future is Mahesh Ram.
Matt, you talked about Mahesh Ram, and let's follow his pattern of scoring. So he scored 1, 2, very consecutive numbers, and then he scored 13 and 14. And so consecutive numbers again. Ball cut away into the offside. Has he found the gap? I think he has. And they will run away for 4. So 34 at the end of 7. 34 for 1. We'll talk about Mahesh Ram and those numbers. 34 for 1 at the end of 7. So welcome back to Mercer County Park. We made mention, Matt, that Yorkers, they're playing their last game of the season. And they're on 6 points at the moment. They take on the New England Eagles. And these are numbers they will not like. Well, there's no number. They're yet to put points on the table. They still have next weekend to play a couple of matches. Driven into the onside. Not a single here for Ashraf. And brings Mahesh Ram. So listen to these numbers and we'll try to predict. And I have a, based on the numbers, I want to think that Mahesh Ram will make 24 runs today. Because in his last 4 innings, this has been his pattern of scoring. His first couple of games, he scored 1 and 2. So 1, 2. In his third game, he made 13. And in his fourth game, he made 14. So 1, 2, 13, 14. In his last game, he made 23. If we are to follow the pattern of the numbers, that's what I'm saying. Mahesh Ram will make 24 today. Well, here he is, sweeping and sweeping well. That's a lovely shot from Mahesh Ram. And it goes away for 4. He goes up to 9. It's 39 for 1.
And there's some of that innovation I talked about. He's such a strong sweeper of the ball, is Mahesh Ram. The conventional sweep on that occasion. I've also seen him play the reverse sweep and play it quite well at times. So gets another boundary, and he's off to a quick start here, Mahesh Ram. He scored quite quickly throughout the campaign. You mentioned not really any tall scores, but his strike rate has been fairly decent. He's gotten off to some quick starts. He'll be looking to convert to a big knock here today for the New England Eagles.
And Matt, we talked about cheeky single, well run in the end, good call here from Usman Ashraf. He called for it. But we talked about on opening day how good this Manhattan Yorkers team is in terms of the age they bring to this competition. And I am making the point that in another couple of years, give this Manhattan Yorkers team to develop. And once you can keep the core members of this squad, this is going to be the team to beat in 2 or 3 years from now. I tell you that. Into the offside. Good running here. Usman Ashraf. He's been very good on the runs. 8 gone is 41 for 1.
So 41 for 1 after 8 overs. The Manhattan Yorkers and the New England Eagles. You made the point about the Yorkers keeping that core team, and it's something which just the way the landscape of sport is. As we see Usman Ashraf try something very unorthodox, looking for the reverse sweep. Like I said, I probably may have expected to see that from Mahesh Ram, but Usman Ashraf has been the man to bring it out here on Raj Bafsa. That one deceiving Ashraf there. Close call, but it's just the landscape of sport, and just in minor league cricket where we tend to see a lot of changes happen to sides every season. Players move around, teams can change quite drastically, ownership can change at times, and it's made continuity for a lot of sides a bit difficult. And it's we see some teams would have a strong team one year, and then the next season it wouldn't be the same. So Manhattan Yorkers have been very consistent. They've got a plan. They've got a vision for this franchise in the future, and they're sticking to that plan quite nicely. So Mahesh Ram goes again with that reverse sweep. Will only fetch him 1, but there you can see the ability of Apurva Mahesh Ram. It's the way the game is played in 2024. These young players seeing some of their idols at the international level play some of the shots like that. And even at higher levels of sport, like you look at the NFL, for example, as popular of a sport as the NFL is, the window, the Super Bowl window, as they call it, for a lot of the franchises in the NFL is actually quite slim. It's just a few years, and then players begin to move, players begin to retire, other teams begin to draft new players every season. So to keep a core side in the modern version of sport is quite difficult. The Yorkers are doing that, and they're doing it quite well. They have the Eagles 43 for 1 after 9.
So Drew Pawar will continue, 43 for 1. They've lost the wicket of Rizwan Mazhar. Mahesh Ram and, of course, Usman Ashraf. You can see on your screen, 43 for 1. Drew Pawar. 2 overs, no made, none for 10. And you talked about the New England Eagles, Matt. The method of your fixture this year, of the team's fixture, is that you'll play you will play a few teams twice. As this one into the offside, a bit of an ugly bounce, but Mahesh Ram does well to keep it down, and Usman Ashraf has been very good in judging singles, Matt. He's really ran well, and they scamper through for 1. You talked about teams playing some team twice, and then a couple of teams one solitary time. They've played the Philadelphian twice. They've played New Jersey Stallions twice, and they've got a couple of games with the NYC Titans coming up next week. And so those are the 3 teams that they'll play twice. That's 6 teams. They are playing Manhattan Yorkers now. That's the 7th, and they've played the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. That's 8. So their campaign will end after this game for 2024. And they're presently on 6 points for the time being. Driven into the offside. Good looking shot from Usman Ashraf. Gets him a single. And brings Mahesh Ram. He's on 12. I told you he's going to make how much today?
24.
24. Let's see.
He's halfway there.
He's halfway there. He made 1, 2, 13, 14. And he made 23 in the last games. And I'm banking on my expertise to predict numbers. Let's see how I do. Come on, Mahesh Ram. Don't disappoint me. Get 24 at least. Yeah, so far so good. Into the onside.
I think Mahesh Ram will want to disappoint you. In fact, that's gone away for 4. So not the best bit of fielding out there on the boundary. It's gone away for 4. Moves Mahesh Ram to 16. And I said he probably wants to disappoint you, because I'm sure he wants more than 24 today.
I won't mind, to be honest. Yeah, I would not mind if he gets more than 24. That will benefit him, and I'm glad you picked that up. But I want him to get 24 plus. Oh, cut away. That's a lovely shot into the offside. Field is posted there. And another single to Mahesh Ram. So 10 gone is 50 for 1. So 50 for 1.
And have another look at that boundary from Mahesh Ram. Good bit of wrist work, but not the best bit of fielding by guess who? Yash Kangura, who is on your screen once again for a less than stellar bit of fielding. He's having a rough day, is Kangura. The drop catch now misfield. But 50 comes up at the halfway stage. It's a cruel game at times. So there's Yash Kangura, number 32, who has been quite busy in proceedings. And we look at it so many times, and the ball just seems to follow you, and at the worst possible times as well. As we see another sweep from Mahesh Ram, who goes up to 18. We'll be following him closely. He's 6 away from the magical number, and if he does reach to 24, he's got to be careful.
Well, you've got to give me $20 if he into the offside, and Usman Ashraf was casually running mad until he saw the fielder run in and pick up, and then he had to scamper through in the end. Not a direct throw. Ashraf has batted well so far. He's up on 20, as you can see on your screen, off 31. And the Eagles, they're batting for the loss of Rizwan Mazars' wicket. He made 14 off 19. They're batting a 53 for 1. And Matt, we talked about this Manhattan Yorkers team, how young they are. And this is a team that comes out of New Jersey. They're a local team here. And from time to time, we have seen some of the parents show up to watch some of these games. You're in the close vicinity and you come to the park. But I am missing a stand that we had a few weeks ago that had a certain player, Katapali, from one of the New York City Titans team. And that stand could hold, what, 15, 20 people? And it was filled to capacity. I am so disappointed today. I came to the park, and guess what? The stand is gone. Has Katapali taken that stand with him wherever he's playing today?
Yeah, the NYC Titans aren't in action today. It's probably in Glenville waiting for him.
So
Mahesh Ram is on 18. Raj Bafsa has bowled another tidy over here. He's bowled quietly well. We haven't really acknowledged that very much, but he's finished up here with figures of 4 overs, 1 for 14. He's been incredible today. So a very good day's work from Raj Bafsa. It's 54 for 1 for the New England Eagles.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Matt, welcome back. 54 for 1. Mahesh Ram, he's on 18. I want him to get 24 plus. And Usman Ashraf, he's really batted well at the top of the order. Drew Pawar will finish up here. Oh, lofted into the onside. Kangura takes the catch this time. And the ball has followed Kangura, but this time he has come up trumps.
Sometimes all you've got to do is take the catch and the ball will stop following you. Looking for a big strike is Usman Ashraf. Yash Kangura makes amends for a couple of errors in the field, but he's taken a very well-judged catch this time, and you just can't get away from the camera is Yash Kangura. 54 for 2 now, the New England Eagles. Usman Ashraf departs for 21. So the catch taken by Yash Kangura. He had a drop catch, a misfield for 4, but this time he's held on, and it's a very good catch as well. He takes it, and you can see the relief. The relief of Yash Kangura. He's held on to one, and he's held on to a big wicket as well. Usman Ashraf was out there for a bit of time. He departs for 21, so it brings Rishikesh Budagum, who we've seen glimpses of what Budagum is capable of.
Yeah, we saw
similarly to Mahesh Ram, we haven't really seen many substantial knocks from them, but we've seen glimpses.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, saw he got a fine 35 right here at Mercer County Park. And we spotted him, and we talked to ourselves that he's really a player to watch for the future. Well, cricket is a game. As a batter, you got to make runs. You're measured by runs, and if you're a bowler, you've got to take wickets. It's simply that, nothing else. It's a numbers game, and show me the numbers. Into the onside, could pick up a boundary, runs away, and look at that, crosses the ropes. That's gone for 4 off the bat of Budugum.
Yeah, Budugum off the mark in some style, picks up a boundary. Getting across. So very promising signs for the New England Eagles to see Rishikesh Budugum off the mark with a boundary. They'll be looking to just push things on a little bit here. They're going at less than 5 and over. And given, again, conditions have certainly improved, especially as the day goes on, conditions you feel will certainly get better. So they'll want to get a move on here a little bit, will the Eagles?
And Matt, I heard you talk about when Kangura took the catch, that one of the ways to stop all the ball following you is to take the catch. Well, sometimes you can drop 2 catches in the same position, as dolly as they are, which we saw last week from Amanpreet Singh, a local player who has played at the minor league level in one of the local games, and it was unbelievable that it happened in the same spot, by the same fielder, of the same shot. 12 gone, 60 for 2 here at Mercer County Park.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Shapnil Roy comes into the attack, 60 for 2 on the board. We've seen very extended spells for Raj Bafsa and Dhruv Pawar. They've bowled their 4 out in tandem, all in a row. And now we see Shapnil Roy being the 5th bowler introduced here by the Yorkers.
And Matt, Roy comes in here. Final game of the series for the Manhattan Yorkers. And where has he been? Eased into the offside. We've seen Manoj Acharya, we've seen Yash Kangura, we've seen Arya Garg. And Roy gets a bowl in the final game for the Yorkers.
Ruchi Joshi as well as another seamer that we saw from the Yorkers.
And we talked about how good this Manhattan Yorkers team, of course. They are playing in this tournament as Manhattan Yorkers, but outside of minor league cricket, of course, they sometimes come under different umbrellas. I remember a couple of years ago, might have been 2 or 3 years ago, they used to represent a team called Freedom, or they used to play under the Freedom brand. And this is a team out of New Jersey, and of course New York is, as all our followers know, New York is different from New Jersey. We always tend to lump the tri-state area, and people get confused between New York and New Jersey at times, right? But I've seen them come to New York, in Brooklyn or in Queens, and they've dominated tournaments when they've come across the bridge. Whether they come as a Freedom brand, we saw just this year in May, a team that came in to play a Memorial Day Cup out in New York, Matt. A dominating performance from, oh, flicked away into the onside. That's a good looking shot. Danish Patel comes in for catch number 2. It has eluded him and it's gone away for 4. Good shot from Budagum.
Yeah, good shot from Rishikesh Budagum. Would have been a bit nervous seeing Danish Patel dive in, considering what we saw from him earlier. But on that occasion, just dropping short. Couldn't get his body behind it either, was Danish Patel. He was fully committed to the catch.
Yeah, it's a good looking shot from Budagum. And Matt, just to finish up, and we've seen the domination of these youngsters. And they seem to be hunting in packs. They come as a flock. And we've seen the likes of Yash Kangura and some of the other players dominating tournaments in New York. They're such a quality bunch of players. And it is when they travel out of the state of New Jersey, that's when you realize how good these guys are when they come up against teams from the other state. And New York is a top state when it comes to cricket. Oh, cut away. That's a lovely shot from Mahesh Ram. And look at that. Gone past 24. He's up to 25.
Well, I was going to be very interested in seeing if Mahesh Ram lands on 24, what would happen. He's solved that by not having to land on 24. He's hit a boundary and he's got himself up to 25. So good for Mahesh Ram. He moves up to 25, ends the over well. It's 72 for 2. So 72 for 2 after 13 overs. Breaking news, Apurva Mahesh Ram is on 25.
Yeah, I was hoping that he gets 24. But I can't pro on him that he gets 24 because that will do injustice to the kid. But I'm glad that he's got 24 at least. And now you owe me lunch.
I was hoping he would at least land on the number 24.
For a little bit at the end of the over.
Just to build some of the suspense to see whether or not he gets out or if he's able to get that faithful run to get him off of 24. But he's perhaps done the best thing, and he's avoided, if he knows, he's done the best thing and he's avoided that number entirely by hitting a boundary. And Nimesh Bechu comes into the attack, and I'll tell you what, I've been a fan of Nimesh Bechu throughout this minor league campaign. I've never heard of him up until now. So a new player representing the Manhattan Yorkers, and I think he's been very good as a bowler. I've enjoyed seeing him burst onto the scene. Very talented all-rounder.
So into the offside as Bechu comes into the attack, and a couple of runs. In fact, they're settled for 1. Yeah, Matt, you talked about Nimesh Bechu, 3 for 20, his best bowling figure in the tournament this year. Mahesh Ram. And I'm not sure if Moshin, my technical man, can show me the boundary of Mahesh Ram that got him past the numbers that we were talking about, but we'll try to pick up that. But it was a big moment for me and a big moment for my bet of a lunch when he crossed that 24 mark. Oh, lofted in the air. Has he given up someone a chance? Oh, it's gone over. And so Colin Edwards goes upstairs, and that's a massive 6 from Apurva Mahesh Ram. 31 for him. I
would have been very disappointed if he got to 25 and then decided to get out. But no, he's got enough on it. He's got up to 31. He's played a very good hand, all jokes aside. He's played a very good hand here, has Apurva Mahesh Ram. 31 of 20. He's struck it quite nicely. And he's certainly given the New England Eagles something. He's certainly improved that target here for the Eagles. Projection was not looking too good. There's the innovation. We've seen the power from Mahesh Ram, and now just the innovation all along the ground to pick up another boundary. The reverse sweep pulled out from Apurva Mahesh Ram. He's so strong using those sweeps, and he's used it to great effect, targeting Nimesh Bechu in this over.
Yeah, this is a quality shot from Mahesh Ram. Look at that. Reverses and played with all the ease in the world. And a fast outfield here at Mercer County Park. Made sure he rushed away. And that's another 4 for the young man. And over from Bechu has gone for 11. It comes to an end. 14 gone. It's 83 for 2.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So 14 gone, 83 for 2. Abhijit Kangura comes into the attack. Yash Kangura. Kangura's had a mixed day. Saw him putting on a chance. Misfield one, but took a brilliant catch at one point. And now he comes in here with 36 balls remaining, 83 for 2. You can see that on your screen. Mahesh Ram has really batted well. I want to take a look at the shot that got him beyond 24. We talked about that number for him today, but he's gone beyond that. But it's a cracking shot into the offside not too long ago. Look at that. Cut away beautifully through the offside. And a sigh of relief from the com box as Mahesh Ram continues to play a good hand. He's on 35. But you're watching Rishikesh Budugum. Is he Rishikesh Reddy Budugum? Very close to the senior Budugum. Akhilesh. Ball into the onside. The running has been very good from the New England Eagles, you'd say. From the very start between Rizwan Mazar and Usman Ashraf.
Yeah, you've got to run your runs here at this venue. These boundaries are a bit difficult to come by unless your name is Apurva Mahesh Ram, who has got 5 4s and a 6. Has come into strike, striking at 159, almost 160. Has been very impressive today.
So ball into the offside. And Matt, people who have watched game at this ground, I talked about this last time. There is a house you can see in the distance at times. There's a little bit of an administrative office. Yeah, that's the look of that house. It looks like a house, but it's really the part of the admin building. And a lot of times you'll see that ground in the background and you think it's close. Well, you can't necessarily hit a ball onto one of those windows for sure. And I'll tell you why. It's images on film and in mirror are farther than you think. All right, and that distance is quite a way off, so wouldn't be able to really hit none of those buildings. I would want to think you look at this ground here. It's about, I think this ground is about 65 yards, maybe 55, 60 yards at the end of the boundary. Well, that building is probably another 100, I would say, maybe 100 yards away from the boundary here. So that's a long way, folks. Not easy, and it's gonna take maybe 2 times a big hit. The big appeal, has he been given out? We'll wait and see. And it's 86. In fact, it has been given out, so Colin Edwards says you're out. And it's 87 for 3. 87 for 3, Matt.
Yeah, very nonchalant celebrations from the Manhattan Yorkers, especially given it's the big wicket of Mahesh Ram that they've just taken. Looking to come back for a second. You mentioned how good the running has been. Not good enough on that occasion, so It's really an unfortunate end. You hate to see batters get run out, but it's an unfortunate end to what has been a very good knock from Apurva Maheshram. He departs for 37, as they would have been run out coming back for the second run. And the Eagles are 87 for 3.
So Kangura will come into bowl to the new man, Karen Parikh. And Matt, we'll take a look at the run out. I know we've been so busy here that sometimes stuff happens. Here is Kangura. And Parikh plays a misses. We'll take a look at that run out, which came suddenly upon us.
Yeah, clipped away, coming back for the second run. Challenging Deep Patel and gone quite comfortably in the end. Yeah, he was out by a mile, was Maheshram. Really a suicidal second run, that. That explains why we didn't really see much of a celebration or really much of any uproar, because he was gone by a mile.
Yeah, the 15th over comes to a close. It's 87 for 3. So 15 gone. 87 for 3.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So we're back at Mercer County Park. And Arya Garg, Matt, gets a second spell. 2 overs, no maiden. None for 16 when he bowled at the top of the order. And we'll come into bowl here with 30 balls remaining. We'll come into bowl to Rishikesh Budugum, who's been relatively quiet. We've seen Karen Parikh come to the middle at the departure of Maheshram. We have solved the Maheshram conundrum with the numbers. And so the next time Maheshram plays, Matt, we'll have to come up with a number that we want him to go at. And I'm pretty sure one of the things I've noticed in minor league cricket for all these young players, they go and they watch these tapes. And I always tell you, be careful what you talk about them. Because they'll wait for you at the park and you said this and you said that. What is wrong with you? So be careful what you say about these players, huh? They watch these tapes. Arya Garg guided into the offside. Easy single here for Budugum. And brings Karen Parikh for the first time on strike at this end. What do you know of Karen Parikh, Matt?
Well, a new addition to this Eagles lineup. You see Rizwan Mazar. His day with the bat is done. "28 deliveries remaining, so we've gone through this innings quite quickly, as we see a lot of the time with the Manhattan Yorkers. They get through their overs quite quickly because of the amount of spinners in their arsenal. So
Yeah.
Parikh gets off the mark with a single.
Yeah, the shot that we saw just now is a man that comes out from the Empire Club in New York, Earl Hemingway. Henningham. Sorry, so 89 for 3 here. Arya Garg has bowled a tidy over so far. Oh, driven straight back. Arya Garg just stopping the flow of the shot. Colin Edwards takes evasive action. And Matt, we'll take a look at this ball and I'll tell you about guards for umpires.
Yeah, Colin Edwards having to take evasive action.
Oh, in the air and it's gone. So Karen Parikh takes on Arya Garg. And the pace of Arya Garg has undone him. He's gone 90 for 4.
Yeah, short delivery from Arya Garg. He's bowled short quite frequently, and he's done it to great effect on that occasion. Karan Parikh looking to pull, didn't go anywhere in the end, and a simple catch for Arya Garg off his own bowling. So Karan Parikh, he doesn't last very long. It's 90 for 4.
So we're taking...
This was the ball previously, struck straight back. And a lot of those chances are much less about catching it and maybe just stopping it from going away to the boundary. On this occasion, though, much simpler.
Yeah, no one was in danger there at all. New man comes to the middle. And Arya Garg has picked up his first wicket. Yes, you made mention, Matt, that he has bowled the short ball to some great effect. We saw in the earlier part of his bowling spell, got I think Rizwan Mazar to play a shot into the hands of Kangura, who didn't accept. 16 gone here at Mercer County Park. It's 90 for 4.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Kangura will continue. Last over Matt, he bowled. He gave away 4. Will come into bowl to Budugum. Ahmed Patil has come to the middle. And we've got 24 balls remaining. It's all happening here at Mercer County Park. We talked about Manhattan Yorkers will finish their campaign today. They're on 6 points. And as it relates to the points table, Matt, I'll get you to walk us through what could be some of the scenarios here with as it relates to Yorkers and any future going in this tournament. Well, look at that. A run out has happened again. Caught us by surprise. And another batter comes and another batter goes. 91 for 5.
Yeah, Ahmed Patel has to depart. And the Manhattan Yorkers have got another one, another batter being dismissed. 91 for 4. So coming down the track, and was a misfield from Arya Garg, and they always tell you never trust a misfield. You've always got to be careful. The communication has always got to be there on a misfield. It can confuse so many batters. So Ahmed Patel has to depart. 91 for 5.
So Earl Henningham comes to the middle. And he plays and misses. In fact,
they have it wrong.
plays and misses outside the off stump mat. So it's all happening here at Mercer County Park.
Yeah, they got it.
bit of a mix-up between Budagum and Patil, and in the end, Patil has to go. And now it comes down to 22 balls remaining. Earl Henningham comes out of the middle here. First time I'm seeing him in a minor league game. I'm not too sure if he's played before, but he's been part of the Empire setup, Empire Cricket Club, that plays in the National League in New York. Driven into the offside, and he gets off the mark. And he's up and running, 92 for 5.
So gets Budagum back on strike. 21 deliveries remaining. Budagum has been out there for a bit of time, so you feel he could be the man that could really look to accelerate, pick things up for the New England Eagles at the back end. Of course, we saw Rizwan Mazar go at the top of the order, so they can't rely on his exploits at the end anymore.
Yeah, ball driven into the offside. Another single. We come down to 20 balls remaining, Matt, and this tournament is coming thick and fast. And we're coming down towards the playoff stage. And so, Matt, final game here for the Yorkers. They are on 6 points. Can they make an impression? With considering they've got this game only remaining. What a win will do for this team should they be able to beat the New Englands today.
It won't do much in terms of standings. It'll move them up to 8 points, tied with the Philadelphians, who will play out as well later on today. It's looking increasingly like it'll be the two sides from Jersey going through. The Somerset Cavaliers and the New Jersey Stallions. Of course, the afternoon game, there's a lot more riding on that one. The Philadelphians taking on the Stallions, the undefeated New Jersey Stallions, who have only played 5 games.
Yeah, missing a couple of big players, Matt. Pulled away. That's a good-looking shot from Earl Henningham, and it's gone away for 4. Good shot from Earl.
Yeah, poor delivery from Kangura. Going down the leg side, and an easy pickup shot for Henningham. Gets away to the boundary, so 97 for 5 at the end of 17 for the New England Eagles.
So 97 for 5, 3 overs left. Manager Charya comes back into the attack, Matt. And we've seen Manager Charya not bowl off his long run. And a couple of stuttering steps, and he delivers. And he comes in here with 17 balls remaining. Matt, we talked about the Stallions coming up against the Philadelphians a little bit later on, doubleheader today at 2 o'clock. And we talked about the fact that teams will be missing players from because of the U.S. International Tour in Namibia. So Saimu Kamala and Jesse Singh won't be part of that lineup. We have missed Yasser Mohammed here for the Yorkers. And is that something that the minor league teams will have to get used to as the U.S. national team won't be coming back for some time now? So the remaining couple of weeks into the playoff, this one into the offside. We'll have to wait and see if it came off a bat or glove. And nothing at all. It came off the body. And it's called a leg bye. But coming into the last maybe 3 weeks, as minor league heads into playoff, teams will have to do without players that have gone on U.S. International Tour.
Yeah, and it's certainly been an adjustment that everybody has had to make this year without the likes of not only the US players, but also without the likes of a lot of the West Indian players that usually come to the minor league due to the CPL. So it's been a lot of new faces as a big tumble there taken by Henningham.
Yeah, we'll have to take a well. The 100 comes up, by the way. So the New England Eagles, they posted 100, but we'll take a look from Earl Henningham, who fell on his backside. 100 on the board. 100 on the board for the New England Eagles. Take a look at that, Matt. It was a quick single, but look at Earl Henningham.
Yeah, taking a big tumble there was Earl Henningham. So now the umpire's just having a word with him, making sure he's okay.
Yeah, whenever you land on the seat, it's not a position that will probably hurt you. In fact, your body is set up that you land on your backside or your buttocks. And I think for most time, Matt, you're pretty safe.
Yeah, and it looks to be as if Earl Henningham is ready to go again.
Yeah, it's always sometimes you come with the wrong pair of sneakers, the wrong pair of cricket shoe. And when you play on these turf venues, the pitch is always flattened out, almost to a sheen level. And that sometimes sparks a little bit of devoid of traction into the offside. Good looking shot here from Earl Henningham. And that is going to play on his mind as he comes in with a charging back for a couple of runs. Well run in the end. But sometimes it will play on your mind that I've got to be careful how I run. As Earl Jr., 777. He picks up a couple more runs. 777, Matt. Have you traveled in one of those 777s in the skies?
I wish I have.
You've done the Dreamliner.
I wonder what that symbolizes for Earl Henningham. The 777.
Yeah, we'll have to get to that. It's 102, 13 balls remaining. Here's Manoj Acharya, lofted into the onside. That's a good-looking shot. Fetches him only a single. And that will close out over number 18. So 18 gone. It's 103 for 5 with Earl Henningham. And Ricky Kesh Budugum out in the middle. 12 balls remaining. So Arya Garg will bowl the second to last over, Matt. And we're coming to bowl to Earl Henningham. We talked about the 777 sported on his jersey. Matt, we've been also told with our technical man here, Moshin, that also that 777 is a lucky number at the casinos.
That explains it. The 777. Totally forgot about that. Is certainly a lucky number in Vegas. I wonder how lucky Earl Henningham is, if he's ever been to Vegas.
Well, he's put on a good show so far, Matt. He's picked up 8. We come down to the last 12 balls.
I had my doubts of him just being an aviation fan, and that's why his shirt number was 777.
But you don't know that.
I had my doubts.
But you don't know that. What if he is an aviation fan? Here is Arya Garg.
Might have to ask him.
Yeah, we'll ask him the whole stories about these short numbers. I got to tell you, we've seen some strange short numbers from time to time. Some strange numbers from time to time, I'll tell you that. We've tried to get to the bottom of them, but there's so many. Have you given up?
I always like to know the backstories behind a lot of the outlandish shirt numbers.
Oh, lofted in the air. coming down towards the end. He's inclined to really go big, and look at that. Into the hands of the waiting fielder, Raj Bhavsar. And finally, Rishikesh Budugam gone. It's 104 for 6.
Yeah, Budagum taking a big step across, but just didn't get anything on it. So simple catch taken. Arya Garg has a second wicket, and Budagum departs for 20. It's 104 for 6. So Noman Iftikhar walks out at number 8, the captain of the New England Eagles. And has been cleaned up immediately. So Arya Garg is having quite a day. 3 wickets for the youngster. And he removes the experienced Noman Iftikhar, looking to swing away first ball. 9 deliveries to go. And he is dismissed first ball. So back-to-back wickets. And Arya Garg is on a hat-trick.
Yeah, a couple of good balls here from Arya Garg. Look at that. He's used pace. He's used straightness on the stump. That's how you bowl to a batter who's just come to the crease. Look at that. Leg, middle, and he's gone. It's 104 for 7. Arya Garg on a hat-trick. We've got 9 balls remaining. This is over number 19. I'm not too sure if we've seen a hat-trick. Yes, we've seen one from Gajanan Singh right here a couple of weekends ago. And so Arya Garg will come into bowl to Burhan Saeed. And Matt, as a batter, you come in here, you're on a hat-trick. As a batter, what do? You try to deny the bowler of a hat-trick, or you continue play your game? What if you got to swing this last ball for runs? What do you do?
Yeah, and especially with 9 deliveries remaining, it's one thing I've always questioned, to see a batter when they come out and their immediate thought is to just block the free hit ball. I mean, I don't think... The question is, would you have done that if the bowler wasn't on a hat-trick? And a lot of the times the answer would be no. Especially with 9 deliveries remaining in an innings, you still want to score runs. So I want to see what Burhan Saeed does here.
Well, let's see what is more important here for Burhan Saeed and New England Eagles. Arya Garg on a hat-trick. Oh, he tried to go very innovative, tried to hit the building. It doesn't go too well. Ball goes through to the keeper. And so Garg will not get a hat-trick, but still options for him to get wickets in this over still.
Yeah, well, Burhan Saeed doing the complete opposite of what a batter might normally do, facing a free hit ball, exposes all of the stumps, playing a very unorthodox scoop, and doesn't go to plan.
And I tell you what, Burhan Saeed, oh, it's in the air. Arya Garg running back. Well, outside of the reach of Arya Garg. I'll tell you something, Burhan Saeed, it's ironic that he's facing a hat-trick situation, because I recall in a couple of years ago at the US Open in Florida, Burhan Saeed took a hat-trick, or he got 4 wickets in 1 over. And during halftime, I'm going to hunt for that little bit of information, which still exists on my iPad. He got a hat-trick or 4 wickets in 1 over at the US Open. Might have been 6 years ago. To make it more simple, at halftime, I'll go and ask Burhan Saeed, tell me that story. Well, here is Arya Garg. Coming to bowl to Earl Henningham. Oh, that's a massive shot from Henningham, and it's gone for 6. Big shot.
Big strike from 777 himself, Earl Henningham. A short delivery again from Arya Garg, and has been given the treatment from Henningham. Seems to be a clean ball striker, and he moves up to 15. It's 1-1-1 for 7. So a big strike off the bat of Earl Jr. 777 Earl Henningham. And I think we've got 3 sevens on the scorecard. 7 wickets down. A partnership of 7 between Henningham and Burhan Saeed. And would you believe it? The man himself on screen, Earl Henningham, came in at number 7.
We've got you. We've got the 3 sevens. Here's the final over. Acharya into the onside and brings 7-7-7 on strike. Can he hit a ball for 7? You can't possibly because a no ball that goes for 6. That's 7. That's another 7. So now we understand why he came out with that number 7. He batted at 7. The partnership was 7 not too long ago at the end of the over. And they're batting 112 for 7. Well, that's his lucky number. Here is Henningham. A big swing and a miss. And the ball goes through to the keeper. 112 on the board. Can get it to 120, Matt. Make it an even run a ball towards the chase. Well, folks, you're watching this minor league game with the news that Manhattan Yorkers will play their last and final game today. They got off to a quick start, Matt. It has been hectic here at Mercer County Park. But it all comes down to... Oh, that's a good shot. That's a good shot from Earl Henningham. That's gone for a massive 6. And look at the play that he made outside off stump.
Yeah, made a big movement across there, did Henningham. And whipped that one away beautifully for 6. So he's played a very good knock here as Earl Henningham has given the Eagles exactly what they needed. A big finish. 21 from 11 deliveries. Second 6. We saw him strike Arya Gog, taking advantage of a short ball. And now making a big movement here, throwing Acharya off. And gets 6 more. So with 3 deliveries remaining, I think you want this man on strike.
So Henningham goes up to 21. The man we made mention, Matt, we saw his name, part of the Empire Cricket Club out of New York at the National League level. So a couple of batters to come. So also a couple of Empires player here. Joshua Danai still in the hot waiting to come. I don't think he may come for the time being. We got 3 balls remaining. You never know. But here is Manager Acharya. Oh, massively struck into the onside. That's gone high. That's gone far. Fielder comes in. It was always going to be a tough chance with the height of that ball, Matt. And look at that. It may have gone away for 4, but it was high in the air. It's always going to be some catching.
Yeah, an absolute skyer from Earl Henningham. One of the highest 4s you'll probably ever see. That went a mile from Henningham, looking to clear the fence. Fielder settling underneath it, had so much time, and sometimes those are some of the worst catches. So Henningham gets another one away. They're going to run hard for 2 here. And they're going to get 2 quite easily. So with 1 delivery to go, 13 runs has come off this final over so far. It's a very good one from the New England Eagles.
Yeah,
Earl Henningham, 27 of 13.
Yeah, Henningham has really jockeyed the strike to great effect. Look, we've got 13 off this over. 12 of them off the bat of Earl Henningham. He's really played a cameo towards the end. And this is how you close off the 20 over. Here is the final ball. Access. Goes down, beats Chattapaliam, and it doesn't matter how they come. It's another 4, and this time it's buys. So it ends the innings on a high. It's 131, Matt. 128, sorry.
Yeah, play and a miss, but the team still picks up 4 runs. How easy life can be at times. Eluding Chattapaliam and going away for 4, so an expensive final over conceded there from Manoj Acharya has gotten the New England Eagles to 128 for 7. Earl Henningham with a very good knock at the end, 27 from 14. We saw Mahesh Ram as well get on the scorecard. 37 of 24 for him. Budagum with 20. Usman Ashraf with 21. So not any substantial innings, but they played as a team. Everybody chipping in with a little something. Earl Henningham, his strike rate especially, 27 of 14, most importantly.
So the bowling card, we'll take a look at the bowling card. We've seen Arya Garg. We talked about him, 3 for 27. He's really bowled the short ball to great effect. And that is because he bowls with a little bit of pace. And so 1 wicket apiece for Raj Bhavsar, the experienced Raj Bhavsar, and Drew Pawar. In the end, 128 posted by the New England Eagles. They'll need 129 as we come back in about 15-20 minutes time. We'll come into bowl to Usman Ashraf, and we talked about when he starts with a wide going down the leg side. So umpire Dimpal Patel. The ball pulled into the onside. That's a very good shot from Rizwan Mazar. And he picks up an early boundary here. Very excellent junior career. Top edged over the offside. And it runs away toward for no loss. Oh, pulled away from Usman Ashraf. He continues to bat well at the top of the order. And that's pulled away handsomely for 4. So this team. Oh, pulled away. That's a good looking shot. Fielder comes in. He's taking the catch. A brilliant catch from the fielder. And it might have been Danish Patel. If he is. And so consecutive numbers again. Ball cut away into the offside. Has he found the gap? I think he has. And they will run away for 4. So 34. Well, here he is, sweeping and sweeping well. That's a lovely shot from Mahesh Ram. And it goes away for 4. He goes up to... Yeah, so far so good. Into the onside.
I think Mahesh Ram will want to disappoint you. In fact, that's gone away for 4. So...
Oh, lofted into the onside. Kangura takes the catch this time. And the ball has followed Kangura, but this time he has come up trumps.
Sometimes all you've got to...
Into the onside, could pick up a boundary, runs away. And look at that, crosses the ropes. Oh, flicked away into the onside. That's a good looking shot. Danish Patel comes in for catch number 2. Oh, cut away. That's a lovely shot from Mahesh Ram. And look at that. Gone past 24. He's up to 25. Oh, lofted in the air. Has he given up someone a chance? Oh, it's gone over.
Projection was not looking too good. There's the innovation. We've seen the power from Mahesh Ram. And now just the innovation all along the ground.
It's away from the boundary here. So that's a long way, folks. Not easy, and it's gonna take maybe 2 times a big hit. The big appeal, has he been given out? We'll wait and see. And it's 86. In fact, it has been given out, so Colin Edwards says you're out. And it's 80. Oh, in the air, and it's gone. So what could be some of the scenarios here with as it relates to Yorkers and any future going in this tournament? Well, look at that. A run out has happened again. Caught us by surprise. Yeah, missing a couple of big players, Matt. Pulled away. That's a good looking shot from Earl Henningham. And it's gone away for 4.
West Indian players that usually come to the minor league due to the CPL. So it's been a lot of new faces as a big tumble there.
Oh, lofted in the air. Coming down towards the end. He's inclined to really go big. And look at that.
And has been cleaned up immediately. So Arya Garg.
Oh, that's a massive shot from Henningham. And it's gone for 6. Big shot. Oh, that's a good shot. That's a good shot from Earl Henningham. That's gone for a massive 6. Manager Charia, oh, massively struck into the onside. That's gone high. That's gone far. Fielder comes in. It was always going to be a tough chance. D20 over. Here is the final ball. Access. Oh, goes down, beats Chattapalliam, and it doesn't matter how they come. It's another 4.
Presented by Yash Technologies.
So welcome back to Mercer County Park with the news. Manhattan Yorkers, they need 129 from 120 balls, Matt. Welcome back. And it looks like Danish Patel and Pranav Chattopadhyay out in the middle. They have gone pretty fixed at the top of the order.
Yeah, has been a very constant top order, generally speaking, for the Manhattan Yorkers, led by Danish Patel and Chattopadhyay. We would have talked about how good a form Chattopadhyay would have been in the under-19 national out of the US. Quite a few of them in this Yorkers setup, the likes of Pranav, Sid Kappa, who I'm sure we'll see quite soon, and Arya Garg, who we saw take 3 wickets.
Yeah, we talked about Chattopadhyay as Danish Patel will be the man on strike, it appears. And so Danish Patel, he'll be the man on strike. A couple of 35s for him. Got a 35 against the Titans, another 35 against the Philadelphians. But is it unfulfilled career from Danish Patel, as we have seen in a couple of years, Matt? Such a talented player. Is it unfulfilled?
Yeah, he certainly has been a bit lean throughout this season. And you could say last season in minor league cricket. So he'll be looking to really get a kick into form. We've seen him dominate other tournaments, but it just hasn't been able to pile on as much runs. And he'll be looking to, even though the Yorkers as a side are pretty much at the end of the road, well, Danish Patel will look to at least get a big knock.
So Pranav Chattopadhyay, a quick glimpse of him at the other end, and we talked about how good Mercer County seems to be getting as Burhan Saeed runs into the offside, can't score, going straight to the captain. And Matt, we haven't had a chance to talk about the captain of the New England Eagles. Is that Burhan Saeed who's fielded the ball? Might not have been, but we haven't had a chance to talk about Noman Iftikhar. Very experienced, given the leadership here. Who has he taken over from?
Well, we would have seen Nikhil Malapalli, who was the initial captain for the Eagles, got injured in the first game. This one down the leg side, called a wide, and we'll add 1 to that. We saw Malapalli was initially the captain, got injured in the first game or the second game, and we've never seen him again. So Noman Iftikhar has assumed the captaincy role.
Yeah, Noman Iftikhar. I think when they looked around, here we go. That's Noman Iftikhar. Good camera work. And yeah, he's assumed the role, and why not, Matt? Who's more experienced than Noman Iftikhar on this eastern part of the minor league games? Who is?
Yeah, he's been around for so long, has Noman Iftikhar, has played cricket pretty much in every part of this country.
Couple of good balls here from Burhan Saeed. Well, in fact, yeah, 2 good balls. We've seen a wide that went down the leg side and gave them extra run. And so that's Burhan Saeed, 56. And it just slipped me to ask him about this hat-trick story, and I will tell you what I was busy doing, and you'll find it quite interesting. I went to the dog park, the Bark Park, and I was observing the dogs, Matt, and I have some interesting stories to tell you, but we'll see how we kind of fill them in as the story gets even interesting as Burhan Saeed moves in. Chattopadhyay, Matt, we talked about him getting a big score, almost 100 the other day. Got 87 against the Philadelphians, and in a game in which they probably upsetted the Philadelphians.
Yeah, mentioned to this Manhattan Yorker side, always a side that has a ton of belief whenever they go out there and play. Whether win, lose, or draw, they're always in good spirits, and they're always going to fight are the Manhattan Yorkers. You mentioned not being necessarily favored in that game against the Philadelphians, but came out with a win.
Might have nicked it. May have nicked it, I'll tell you that. Rizwan Mazar. I think he may have nicked it. We'll take a look if we can pick up that, but Chattapaliam 2 for no loss. Yeah, big moment there for Burhan Saeed, Matt. And we talked about how easy this wicket has gotten in the last couple of weeks. Saw 100 yesterday from Chandrapal Hemraj at 87 from the man on strike. Here is Burhan Saeed. A better ball here from Burhan Saeed. In fact, it has been good balls. And ball crashes into the stump in front of Colin Edwards.
Yeah, very good stuff here from Burhan Saeed. The only runs that has come off it have been self-inflicted, with him going down the leg side, too wide for Rizwan Mazar to stop. But once he's corrected that, he's been spot on with things.
Such important to have a left-arm seamer in a bowling lineup. Always, for some reason, and I don't know, I'll have to ask experts in fast bowling, they seem to get a lot more swing than right-handers. I don't know why. Taking on the pad too high. Colin Edwards is right by saying not out. And so the first over comes to a close. Is 2 for 1.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Apurva Maheshram, we saw him have quite an entertaining innings with the bat. Will come in now here with the ball. More of a batting all-rounder, but has been given the ball quite early on. 37 in the first innings. And will be looking to do some damage here with ball in hand.
And Matt, we've seen in Mahesh Ram that unmistakable hairstyle of his. Another player we never miss with hairstyle is Anirudh Emmanuel. You remember him?
Unfortunately, he's shaved it, as Anirudh, and Apurva Maheshram has come in right away, has taken a wicket. What a day Apurva Maheshram is having here for the New England Eagles. Top scored with the bat, and first ball given the second over has taken the wicket, and the struggles continue here for Danish Patel. He falls without scoring. It's 2 for 1.
Yeah, a good ball here from Mahesh Ram. Look at that, going through the gates, and that is because of turn. And getting Danish Patel to lunge forward, may have lost his balance and shape. And in the end, what a start here from Mahesh Ram. He's having a very good day, 37 when he batted. And he's picked up a wicket off his first ball. New England Eagles on fire here is 2 for 1. So Siddharth Kappa comes to the middle, and he joins his fellow national player, Matt, Pranav Chattapaliam. We've seen a very good strike here from Mahesh Ram. And the New England Eagles, they're defending 127 more. Could this be their game in which, for the first time in this 2024 series, they could be earning points? Quality delivery taken on the pad. They're screaming at the umpire. Can't say they're appealing, man. That's screaming at the umpire. Put that finger up.
Yeah, Apurva Maheshram making things happen here for the Eagles today. Felt he could have had a second wicket there. Sid Kappa has a peach of a delivery. May have just impacted outside the off stump.
Yeah, I was talking to one umpire not too long ago, Matt, and one of the things he was telling me is that a lot of times at the, I guess at the local level, or depending what level, I'm sensing it's a local level thing, is that one of the reasons that the players keep appealing to you is that taking on the pad, a lot of turn, can't get a leg before there, but seen a lot of turn and bounce there from Maheshram. But one of the things he said is that when the players appeal towards the umpire, you've got to, every appeal has to be, it invokes a response, and the umpire will have to say, not out. But he says a lot of times umpires don't say anything, and so the players keep appealing because they're thinking that the fact that the umpire hasn't said anything, it's coming. Something is coming. If you've seen umpire Steve Buckner, for example, they call him the slow finger of death because he takes a while. And so because because the umpire has not said not out, you keep appealing. And so one of the things he tells me is that as an umpire, if you've made up your mind, say not out very quickly and all the appealing will stop. Or most of it. Angling down the leg side, a lot of turn. And the ball goes into the onside. However, there are some silent, very quiet umpires who will not say anything, doesn't even shake their head. And so the appeal will continue from here until next week. Got it? So you don't want that. So if you're planning an umpiring match, make a decisive call and say, not out. Or wait, if they know your style, they're probably going to appeal and howl and shout at you until that finger goes up. I'm wondering, I'll tell you what I'm wondering. Lofted over the infield. Danai runs back. And the ball not in the reach, and they come back for a couple of runs. So Sid Kappa finally gets off the mark with 2 runs. 2 gone is 4 for 1.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So 4 for 1 after 2 overs. Got Burhan Saeed and Apurva Maheshram who have started things out for the Eagles. Burhan Saeed will continue, and rightly so, has only given up the 2 runs, and the 2 runs were a fault of his own, and not really because the batters were able to score off him, the 2 wides.
Ball into the offside mat. Chattapalian, we talked about him getting a big score. We talked about Sid Kappa. And these men, these youngsters would have played on the same side with the U.S. national team. And Matt, what an accomplishment. You're just about 18, 19 years old, and you have an international career already.
Yeah, and it certainly sets the stage for these 2 in the future. Pranav and Sid Kappa, not to mention Arya Garg as well, who we saw on the bowling side of things for the Manhattan Yorkers.
Yeah, New England Eagles looking for points. And Matt, when you play the sport, I'll tell you something, a win is a win. And I say that to say that it doesn't matter. Look, you look at the table, and we know New England Eagles are nowhere in contention. They've been times in which they've enjoyed a ball that balloons into the onside and a catch there, and I hope our umpire Colin Edwards is saying not out. You dropped it again? No, I don't think so. And ball balloons it into the onside, and we're talking about the umpires, and you've got to every appeal invokes a response, and so you've got to tell the men appealing to you, the boys appealing to you, not out or out, wait a little bit. But here is Burhan Saeed, and a play to miss, and I think it's stopped. Oh, he's gone. What work here from Imran, from Rizwan Mazar. And lightning quick, and Chattapalian has to go. It's 4 for 2.
Stumped out of a pacer. Not too frequently you'll see that, but Rizwan Mazar deciding to go up to the stumps for the exact reason to limit Chattapalian or to remove the idea of advancing on Burhan Saeed. He's done it regardless, and he's paid the price, has the young Chattapalian. Rizwan Mazar makes no mistake this time. Does the stumping, takes the bails off, and Pranav Chattapalian departs without scoring. So the New England Eagles are on fire here. 4 for 2. The Manhattan Yorkers under serious pressure.
I'll tell you something. They have found the perfect spot and position for Rizwan Mazar. Where has he been all this time? Who was the keeper for the Eagles, man?
Well, we would have seen Pranav Rao be the main keeper. Rizwan Mazar has been fielding out a lot, but we haven't seen Pranav over the last few games, so Rizwan Mazar has taken the gloves, his natural position.
Amat, I'll tell you what. In the previous over, I looked at a ball that came off the bat of Chattapalian, and well, he's back in the shade now, so no relevancy here. But I thought he nicked it. And Rizwan Mazar didn't hold on, and there was a bit of contention right here on the commentary table whether he nicked it or not. My technical man was telling me I don't think he nicked it because Rizwan Mazar says no, and I said don't trust a fielder who has dropped the catch to tell you that it has been nicked or not, because he's going to tell you no, it never nicked.
Well, regardless, he's made amends. If it was a drop chance, it brings Raj Bafsa, who is out to the middle and scoring right away. They'll get an easy 2.
And I was coming back to talking about a win is a win. It doesn't matter. New England Eagles, we've seen them struggle during the course of this series. You look at the points table, and you don't see New England Eagles with anything to show. How much is a win this afternoon, or is it this afternoon? It's 12:23 in Mercer County. So good afternoon wherever you're listening from. Delighted that you've joined us here at Mercer County Park. You're enjoying minor league cricket. But here's my question to you. How good would be a win here for the New England Eagles? Oh, special win. Into the offside, and they scamper through for 1. We'll talk about that when we come back. Matt will fill you in. 7 for 2 at the end of 3.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So 7 for 2, Matt. Mahesh Ram will continue, and we ended the over with asking you a question. How important is this win if they can pull it through here from as Aporva will continue?
It'll always be important. You know, one part of being in minor league cricket is that all of these players are competitive. That's why they're here. They always would love to go out there and compete regardless of the result. Yeah, of course, it might not feel as good as as a win if you were confirmed to go into the playoffs, but it'll certainly mean something, and especially like the New England Eagles and like the Manhattan Yorkers who are playing out. The Eagles have still got a couple of games to go, so they've still got a chance here to keep that momentum going and to really look at the positives that they've got from this season.
So Mahesh Ram will come into bowl to Raj Bafsar. We talked about how much turn and bounce this man is getting. And yes, Matt, just coming back to that, do you think they've gotten a better template into this game? We've seen Rizwan Mazar and Usman Ashraf at the top of the order, while Mazar hasn't really worked out at the top. But we've seen, cut away into the offside, that's a packed offside field. And I'm beginning to sense body language here of this New England Eagles that they're determined to win this one. Do you feel that?
Yeah, it certainly seems to be the case. The New England Eagles, they will always stay in the game as best as they can. And especially with 2 wickets down. And continuing to apply that pressure on Raj Bafsar and Siddharth Kappa. And they'll look to take more wickets. And Mahesh Ram has certainly been the man. 1 for 2 from 9 deliveries that he's bowled so far.
Look, I'll tell you something. We've just seen another attempted stumping here from Rizwan Mazar. He's really been on fire with the gloves. And we live in a right-handed world, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. Rizwan Mazar took the bail off, and he was looking in the direction of point, because that's where Colin Edwards is typically staying. And then somebody will tell him, no, it's on the other side. You're appealing to the wrong personnel. 7 for 2. And look, that ring of field comes in. And there's another big appeal, and I hope umpire Dempal Patel is saying not out. I think he did.
Those appeals were muted very quickly.
Yes.
Sometimes I've seen games where like there would be an appeal for a caught behind that the keeper didn't even take the catch. But the bowlers would go up, the bowler would hear the nick and immediately turn around, and the whole team would go up, and then you realize the wicketkeeper didn't even take the catch. And everybody else is appealing, and he just looks down at the ball on the ground quite sheepishly, picks it up and just gives a little, how is that, to the umpire.
So here is Mahesh Ram, a lot of bunks and turn. It completes the 4th over. Is that a maiden over? I think it is. 4 gone is 7 for 2. New England Eagles and Manhattan Yorkers here. So we're back with the action. 4 overs gone, 7 for 2. They still need 122 of 96. The batsman dismissed. Danish Patel without scoring, and in fact, Chattapaliam gone without scoring too, Matt. So a brilliant stumping from Rizwan Mazar, and yesterday we were at a game as Burhan Saeed walks to the top of his mark. Will come into bowl too. Siddharth Kappa. Raj Bafsar has come in with him, and Matt, yesterday we were at a game and we were talking about wicket keeping. And one of the things we spoke of, Mike, is that some wicket keepers are very tidy, very clean. And by that, I'm talking about as a stumper, as a wicket keeper, all you have to do is to take the bail off. But we've seen some very untidy ones, and I'll tell you, there's some driven up into the offside. Look the effort. Look the commitment here from the captain. Norman Iftikhar, I'm telling you, this New England Eagles has really sprung to action in the second to last week of the league stage of this tournament.
Yeah, and still a competitive athlete, still incredible for his age, is Norman Iftikhar, evergreen. Always putting in that hustle in the field. We haven't seen his quick stuff as yet. I'm sure we'll see it soon.
I'll tell you what, Norman Iftikhar met me at the park a couple of weeks ago, and I was talking a story about him, how long I've seen him. It's an ugly bounce. It's an ugly bounce here to Raj Bafsar. That will take some bit of shrugging off. but he's taking a painful blow. And Matt, just coming back here to I met Noman Iftikhar at the ground a couple of weeks ago, and remember in the earlier part of Mercer County as Raj Bhavsar. I think we'll need some treatment. We'll continue that story when all this is sorted out. So we're back here at Mercer County Park, and that is because of a slight interruption, Matt, as Raj Bhavsar had gotten a very nasty delivery. We'll take a look at that. That has held up play for a minute or two. Take a look at this from Borhan Saeed. Yeah, might have come off the shoulder, and in the end, so we're back with play. Here's Borhan Saeed, and again, a shortish ball has Raj Bhavsar swing out of the way. And Matt, how does that play on your mind?
It certainly does. Begin to not maybe trust the bounce of the surface a little bit.
Yeah, we talked about Raj Bhavsar. He brings the experience to this young side. Another player who I've seen in the New Jersey area over time. Matt, Raj Bhavsar is one of them, and Sawan Patel. He's another player who's been around Jersey cricket for some time. Raymond Ramratan. And do you know Raymond Ramratan had a brother that used to play? Yeah, he was as good as Raymond at one time, but wonder what he does these days. In fact, I think he still plays in the leagues in New Jersey. Borhan Saeed has bowled a tidy over so far. He's only given up one, Raj Bhavsar, and both Sid Kappa there on 3 each. And still some ways to go. 121 needed from 92. Asking 7.8 and over. They're going at 1.7. What a bowling display we are seeing here from the New England Eagles, Matt.
Yeah, certainly it's been very impressive here from Borhan and Mahesh Ram.
Yeah, this is a sharp fielding side, ball into the offside. The pickup has been very clean. And they've been inspired by Rizwan Mazar, the wicketkeeper, who is really sprung to action. Look, he's keeping up the Borhan Saeed. He does well to block the ball, Rizwan Mazar. And so that will complete over number 5. So 5 gone, it's 8 for the loss of 2.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Mahesh Ram will continue. Impressive bowling figures from him, Matt.
Yeah, 2 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 2. So very impressive indeed from Mahesh Ram. Batted incredibly well.
Yeah, we talked about the hairstyle sported by Mahesh Ram. I think when a barber sees him in the street, barber said, "You need to come to my store." So slip in place will come into bowl to Sid Kappa. Oh, lofted into the onside. Runs there for Kappa. Fielder does well to get around, but can't do enough. That has gone away for 4.
Yeah, so Siddharth Kappa with the first boundary of the innings. Much needed as well for the Manhattan Yorkers. The slug sweep. A good shot from Siddharth Kappa. Fielder coming around had a lot of running to do. Couldn't get there in the end.
So we talked about how restrictive this run rate has been as we see the New Jersey Stallions team are beginning to come into the ground. They've got their engagement and a very important fixture with the Philadelphians. More so for the Philadelphians that, pulled into the onside. Fielder comes around. They will not get to the ball. So that fielder has been asked to go 2 different directions in 2 balls. One going to his right, and then the following one going to his left. It appears to be Usman Ashraf. And Matt, if you were a fielder in that position with 2 balls, you're running the entire field.
Yeah, he's had to run from from left to right on that occasion, or from right to left. East to west has Usman Ashraf. Maybe this one will go right at him. No, it doesn't. So, Siddharth Kappa just guiding that one into the offside. Mahesh Ram under a bit of pressure now in this over. Siddharth Kappa has begun to take off a little.
Yeah, a couple of good shots from Sid Kappa, playing with the spin, allowing the ball to spin and then playing shots. That is because a little too short from Mahesh Ram, who's still bowled well. He's picked up the wicket of Danish Patel, went through the gate of Danish Patel. A lot of chatter in the middle. We talked about which team is the most chattiest. Driven into the offside, can't score. Oh, look at that. 1 stump to aim at and he hits it. Well done from the fielder. It seems to be Ahmed Patil. And all of a sudden, Matt, it takes their 5th. In fact, it takes their 6th game in the series to really spring to life. This New England Eagles team. And look at that. Oh, into the hands of Mahesh Ram. He takes it low down. And Kappa goes 16 for 3.
Yeah, Sid Kappa can't believe it. It's a tame dismissal. Looking to go off the back foot, and he's pulled it straight. Low catch for Mahesh Ram, but a catch nonetheless. And the 3rd wicket goes down here for the Manhattan Yorkers. The New England Eagles, they're feeling the momentum here. Mahesh Ram. And look at the amount of turn that Mahesh Ram is being able to extract. Takes the catch. And the 3rd wicket falls. Kappa for 11.
So the New England Eagles, Matt, I gotta tell you, they look a different team today. And the results are really showing. 16 for 3 on the board. Borhan Saeed will bowl another. 3 overs, 1 for 6. Mahesh Ram, 2 for 10 with 37 when he batted earlier on. And are we seeing a different New England Eagles here at Mercer County Park?
Yeah, I think this is a side that has changed a lot of things from the first game to now. You look at, of course, the change in captaincy. You know, we've seen players come into the team, go out of the team. Batting orders have begun to change. Usman Ashraf was batting at number 9, number 8 has began to open batting. We saw Rizwan open batting. No Derek Narayan, no Prajapati. So things are constantly changing. Mazar with the gloves instead of Pranav Rao. Mahesh Ram getting more of a responsibility to bowl in the power play. So there's a lot of moving parts for the New England Eagles throughout the season. And I think today they've really settled in. They've really got something going.
Driven into the offside from Raj Bafsar. Runs here for him. Has he beaten the man at cover? They'll come back for a couple of runs. Good effort there. In fact, the momentum of the ball and the fielder running around can't do enough. And that ball has gone away for 4. Lovely shot for here from Raj Bafsar.
Yeah, lovely cover drive from Raj Bafsar. Gets him a first boundary. Valiant effort. Couldn't pull it in.
Yeah, it might have been Rishikesh Budugum. And ball pushed out towards the offside, can't score. And Matt, we've also talked about the change in captaincy, which you mentioned a moment ago. And we haven't seen Noman Iftikhar. And is that part of a better plan that we have seen here from the New England Eagles, not to bowl at the top order yet, and maybe to just come outside of the power play from Iftikhar?
It could be, but it's also we haven't seen anything done wrong from Borhan Saeed and Mahesh Ram. If a lot more runs were on the board for the Manhattan Yorkers, maybe we may have seen Noman Iftikhar, but we saw Manoj Acharya do the same thing with Dhruv Pawar and Raj Bafsar. If it isn't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I tell you what. When you've been entrusted the captaincy, they say that you underplay yourself. Big appeal, and in the end could be leg by here. Colin Edwards will walk. Well, in fact, will stay there and signal a leg by. The reason I was gonna say that umpires are inclined sometimes to walk to a clear position, make sure that the scorers are in his visibility, and so they'll walk out of a crowded area and select a spot that they're comfortable with, and then signal a leg by. As we see, umpire Dimple has some work to do, and that is because left and right. When you umpires at these local games, you stay one side. That's the look of the cam there. That's the umpire room, by the way, and so that's where the DRS system could be generated and the referral system could be generated if we have one. The day will come when we'll have one, and so the umpires will be in that room. But for now, they're sitting on a big white tent, and that's called the umpires area, very restricted area. Driven into the offside. Good looking shot here from Deep Patel. He gets off the mark, but just coming back. A lot of time when you're entrusted the captaincy, Matt, and we know Noman Iftikhar, he's an opening bowler. He's open for this team. A lot of time you will underplay yourself, and by that I mean, well, he might be saying, well, because I'm the captain now, it doesn't mean I have to bowl, and then he'll give somebody else the ball. And I've seen a lot of times when captain has been entrusted as a batter, he tends to go lower. We saw, I always refer to a local player in New York by the name of Avi Danpal. He's such a good player when he bats at 4 or 5, but when he captains the team, he feels so what's the word? He feels so that he wants to please the other players, and he would bat at 6 and 7. And the team never makes runs because Avi Danpal doesn't really get a chance to bat. 22 for 3 at the end of 7. You understand what I'm
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
.22 for 3 after 7 overs. Joshua Danai comes into the attack. We saw how impressive Mahesh Ram was bowling from this end, keeping the trend going with some more spin from Danai.
Yeah, Mahesh Ram, a couple of wickets for him, including a maiden of 3 overs, Matt. You want to hold that back a little bit as the game progresses. And so Joshua Danai comes into the attack. Stars pretty well, gets an inside edge. Rizwan Mazar, who has done everything today, runs back but can't stop a couple of runs. Streaky but effective here.
Yeah, the New England Eagles calling upon the likes of Mahesh Ram, Danai early on. Last year we would have seen, so quite surprisingly, 2 of their better bowlers that operated in the power play. None of them are with them this year. Hemendra Ramdihal and Gaurav Grover, who would have been 2 spinners that the Eagles would have really relied on throughout the first 10 overs of an innings. This one, a full toss that has been hammered away from Deep Patel. Finds the boundary. So a 2 and a 4 now to Deep Patel. He moves up to 7. He's been quite productive.
Yeah, he's betrayed the early effort here from Mahesh Ram, and not a good delivery at all. And swung away nicely by Deep Patel. He's a quality player, Deep. And he's picked up runs here in form of a boundary. A better ball here from Joshua Danai. And this over's gone for 6 so far. 28 for 3. They still need 101 to win from 75 balls. Ball driven into the offside, and seen a lot of work done by Amit in the offside. He's had a lot of blocking up work to do, and so far he's held up well.
Yeah, has been a busy man in the field. Good delivery there again from Danai, so he's come back well. But yeah, just going back to the point, no Ramdihal, no Gaurav Grover, which was quite surprising to see this year for the New England Eagles.
Yeah, Matt, a lot of time when you meet these guys, you meet Grover, you meet Ramdihal, and there's a popular phrase they'll tell you, oh, they didn't pick me. They didn't pick me this year. 8 overs gone, 28 for 3.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So 28 for 3 at the end of 8. And Matt, Noman Iftikhar, the captain, comes into the attack. And we talked we talked about the experience that Noman Iftikhar brings to the table. And you realize that Rizwan Mazar is not gonna be that brave and go up. And he's opted to go around the 25-yard circle as the captain Noman Iftikhar comes into the attack.
Yeah, I figured it wouldn't be too long until we see Nomi. He's an experienced enough bowler. He can operate pretty much at any point in an innings. Doesn't necessarily need the new ball to be effective.
And the big question I've got to ask is that how has Noman Iftikhar been able to carry it on for so long? He makes that 360 turn. And we'll get our cameraman to show you what we talk about. But here he is, first ball of his spell. And Raj Bafsar is reaching for one. And it goes through to Rizwan Mazar. But when you look at Noman Iftikhar, he will get to the top of his mark, and like an aircraft, making that turn to head onto the runway. And we'll take a look at that. Look at the left turn.
Yeah, he's taxiing right now, is Iftikhar.
Well, keep watching. He will still turn around and make that turn. I'll tell you, it's coming. It's coming. Because he's a captain, Matt, he's trying to set the field. Well, there are 2 times you set the field. One when you're the captain and 2 when you're the bowler. So he gets to the top of his mark and he starts to move in. We didn't see the turn, but I'm pretty sure it's coming. Oh, and that grunt.
I was just going to say. The grunt as well from Noman Iftikhar.
Is the grunt very pronounced in tennis, Matt, more than any sport you'd say?
Yeah, it certainly is.
I used to think it's in women's game, but even the men, there's some grunting goes on at the tennis level. We'll take a look at Noman Iftikhar, but he may not turn a lot this time because he's had the added responsibility to make sure that the field is set. But here we go, the left turn. Yes, signature one from Noman Iftikhar. I'll tell you what, one of the Merkel boys used to do that. I forgot which one. I know they're Morny Merkel, and then there's Albie Merkel, but I'll take my chance and go with Morny because he's played a lot more than Albie. The Merkel, the Merkel boys, folks. If you're watching on thing, just open on your screen your YouTube and do that for me, please. See the Merkel, one of those Merkel boys from South Africa. They make one of those turns. 29 for 3. Deep Patel, the man on strike. Noman Iftikhar into the offside. And another single here for Deep Patel. 30 for 3, Matt.
Yeah, asking rate is nearly at 9, which goes to show how well the New England Eagles have bowled. There's not a lot of runs on the board. It started out at just over run a ball. It's gone up to nearly 9. So pressure here on the Manhattan Yorkers, and the New England Eagles will certainly feel a couple more quiet overs, push that rate up to 9.5, 10, and they'll be in business, especially if they can get some more wickets.
So wide going down the leg side. Umpire Colin Edwards. And Matt, they still have in their bowling arsenal Usman Ashraf. And I think Ahmed Patil does some bit of bowling. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. And with a couple more bowlers here, maybe that's all you need from the way things have gone. Manhattan Yorkers, they need 98 from 68. We've been saying all along this is their final match of the season. They've really been a busy team. Not out says, well, I don't know if he says, but not out is the indication from umpire Colin Edwards. 31 for 3. Can you be a good umpire? Can you be an umpire? That's the first question. Forget the word good.
Probably not.
Why not?
Don't think I'd be able to stand that still for an entire game.
Oh, that's umpire Dimple Patel.
I'd be a very antsy umpire. So trying to be innovative is Raj Bafsa, and he pays the ultimate price. He got the shot away. It's just into the hands of Danai. So 31 for 4. Noman Iftikhar, the captain, gets a breakthrough in his first over. And it's all the Eagles here. 31 for 4, the Manhattan Yorkers.
So 31 for 4. It looks like manager Charya has come to the middle mat. And we were talking about bowling all-rounders and batting all-rounder. What is manager Charya?
I think in most teams, you'd probably consider him a bowling all-rounder. But on this Manhattan Yorkers team, maybe a genuine all-rounder. Because he's coming here at number 6 and he's the captain of the side. And he can certainly hit a long ball. And his batting is one thing that has really improved over the last few years. And maybe is something that when he goes to some other teams and some other franchise tournaments is a bit underutilized. But on this Manhattan Yorkers team, because he's the captain and because he has that, maybe that freedom, and that's, given this is a young side, they look up to Manoj Acharya, he takes that responsibility and he sends himself in much earlier.
So Tiwari has been given the ball. The right arm leggy, googly bowler. Oh, he starts well. Big tot onto the pad. And Matt, we've got a big fixture coming up next. The New Jersey Stallions, here they are. They have arrived in the ground. And they'll take on the Philadelphians. Stallions, they'll be missing Saimu Kamala and Jesse Singh, who's on international duties. And so we're looking forward for that fixture. Oh, a couple of good balls here from Samar Tiwari, and we talked about previous minor league games. Haven't we seen Samar Tiwari with a big debut performance last year?
Yeah, 6 for 5 on minor league debut for Samar Tiwari.
And I hope he kept that ball from that match. Don't they always do?
Yeah, it's a custom. In all sports as well, in soccer or football, you score a hat-trick, you take home the match ball. But I wonder, sometimes, especially in football, there's multiple different balls that you use throughout a 90-minute football match. Big strike. And lands right on the camera tent. So straight as an arrow from Deep Patel. And it's got all the way for 6.
Yeah, big strike here from Deep Patel. He looks to be the kind of player, Matt. He's not afraid to play shots, and he hits the ball powerfully. And that's a lovely strike straight down the ground, hitting the tent with a big thud. Nearly fell on our director's head. And so it's a lovely shot from Deep Patel. 37 for 4. They need 92 to win.
And it's a problem for our cameraman Mohsin when it goes directly over his head to try and get the camera to get the shot in. Whereas normally he would get the angle and he can follow the angle. That one went straight over us, and it's very difficult to track some of those. But yeah, going back to my point, when you get a hat trick in cricket or in football, they say you get to take the ball home. What ball in a football match? Which ball? Is it a random ball, or is it same thing in cricket? If you take a hat trick on the very next ball, get hit for a 6 out of the ground and there's a replacement ball, it doesn't really have the same feeling anymore, does it? So at the halfway stage of the innings, the New England Eagles are in control. It's 38 for 4. Usman Ashraf will come into the attack. So 2 wrist spinners in this Eagles lineup. We've seen the finger spin of Mahesh Ram and Danai. And now wrist spinners operating from both ends, Ashraf and Tiwari.
Oh, he gets an edge. Long chase here for Danai. He loses the battle with a fast-moving ball. And that's 4 runs off the bat of Deep Patel. He's been batting with some bit of intent. And that intent, Matt, is to score and score quickly. He picks up another boundary. Good shot.
Yeah, very nicely done. Delicate from Deep Patel. The quick outfield, always going to be difficult. Danai was always going to be running second to that one.
And Matt, we were talking about keeping the match ball several years ago at the U.S. Open. Shoaib Akhtar was there, and they were giving out some pink ball, and I got one of those pink leather ball, very very nicely, courtesy of Shoaib Akhtar, who signed on it. This one tucked into the onside, looking for a couple of runs. They come back for 2. And Deep Patel continues to bat aggressively well. He goes up to 21 in quick time. It's 44 for 4. And I've had that ball for many, many years. I've even taken it to the park a couple of times. Don't know what to do with it. It's so shiny and pink. And I don't know what to do with that ball. But I've had it for years. And you've seen it around the house.
Fast baller's dream. Brand new shiny pink ball. Fast baller's dream to get his hands on one of those in a game somewhere. Take it with him to his next match.
So 45 for 4, Manoj Acharya will face his first ball. Here is Usman Ashraf, given a lot of flight. And Acharya has done well to tickle it fine. We'll wait and see if he came off the bat. If it does, he's off the mark with a couple of runs. Yeah, leg by is the call from umpire Colin Edwards. And Colin Edwards denying him a couple runs there, Matt. But if it came off the equipment, it does. It did came off the equipment. So 47 for 4. Ball into the offside. How good has this over gone for Usman Ashraf? So?
Yeah, it's been a bit expensive compared to what we've seen from the Eagles, considering they've got 4.3 runs, and over here they've restricted the Yorkers to 4.3. This over's gone for 9.
So off the back foot, plays it up towards the long off, and that will complete the 11th over. So 11 gone is 48 for 4.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So look at where things stand. The warm chart. The Manhattan Yorkers, they've still got a long way to go. And those red dots are certainly not helping. 48 for 4. We saw the Eagles really get a big finish thanks to Earl Henningham. We saw their run rate at the end increase. Around the same time as well, we saw Mahesh Ram really set the stage for Henningham to finish off. Mahesh Ram played that counter-attacking 37. The Yorkers will need somebody to do that. Deep Patel has looked good. 22 from 18. He could be that man.
So they need 81 from 54. Here is Samar Tiwari. Ball played into the onside. A couple of runs here. And it played into an area there's no man fielding, Matt. You can't have... You can never secure every available position on a cricket field that is big. And Mercer County Park is fair-sized. Oh, the 50 comes up unassumingly in the 12th over. So 50 on the board here for the Manhattan Yorkers. Acharya has picked up a couple of runs at the start of this over from Samar Tiwari. The ball sliding down the leg side. Wide is the call from umpire Patel. Two kinds of wide. One probably a little simpler to adjudicate, and that is because there's a line drawn there. And the regulations have made it simple with ball going down the leg side, so it doesn't matter about the line. The line doesn't become relevant with ball going down the leg side, because we talked about you can bowl a ball a yard outside off and not call the wide, but it goes 2 inches down the leg side. And the regulation wide ball rule is that you will be called the wide. So it's a little bit cruel with ball going down the leg side. And so that guideline helps the umpire deciding that whether the ball has gone past to be an unfair delivery. And then there's the other wide that is a little bit more subjective and sometimes a little bit more judgmental based on the umpire's call, and that one has to do with height. There's not a line drawn in the air. There's not a line drawn over the batsman's head, and so you will have to mentally create your own line. This one dug out nicely here from Deep Patel. There's gonna scamper for one. The throw comes in. Not in time. And it's 53 for 4, Matt.
Yeah, so we'll need to see a bit of acceleration here from the Manhattan Yorkers if they are to win this one. It's been a steady partnership though, 22, and we know Manoj Acharya can strike the ball quite well.
Yeah, into the offside, finds the captain. Matt, you get the feeling that Noman Iftikhar, given the captaincy here, he's in and around the action. I'm going to ask you a question when we come back. Where is the best place for the captain to field? This one he has eluded Rizwan Mazar, but no harm done. 12 gone, 53 for 4.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Ashraf, 1 over for 8, continues. You posed the question, best fielding spot for a captain is, for me, got to be wicket keeping. And off mic, we were talking as well. We all agreed, wicket keeping.
Yeah, Moshin, our technical man, he suggested wicket keeping, and we quickly jumped on that and said yes. Into the offside, falls in front of the fielder. was going to be a low opportunity, Matt, but in the end, Deep Patel continues to really fire off. He goes up to 24. Yeah, well, just gonna talk about the wicketkeeper, but we don't want to show that. The ball has gone away for a couple of wides here, Matt. He has broken up the plans what the New England Eagles have gone along with so all the time, and Rizwan Mazar is imploring them, you can't expect me to save a ball like that.
Yeah, certainly a poor ball from Usman Ashraf, especially with the amount of turn. Full toss, hammered away, gone for 6. So Deep Patel, in fact, it's gone for 4. I thought it was a flat 6. I thought he just about had enough. But 1 bounce for 4. But a bad delivery from Usman Ashraf. Full toss, and Deep Patel was on it quickly. A loopy delivery, down on one knee, and hammers it away. So Deep Patel moves up to 28. He's playing a good innings here, replicating an innings similar to Mahesh Ram, who really targeted the middle overs. He's doing the same here for the Yorkers. They really need him to.
Yeah, he's come out with positive intent, and he's really hammered the ball. And I say hammered because he's played shots, 3 4s and 1 6. And he's not here for the picnic. Now look at that. Slice into the offside. Safe shot. And he picks up another run. Hands a strike over to manager Charia. But you've got to love the intent here from Deep Patel. He's up to 29 in quick time.
Yeah, he certainly is. He's batted quite well. He's a top player, is Deep Patel.
Ball hammered into the onside from manager Charia. And Matt, when you're chasing these low scores game, and this score is considered low scoring, 128, certainly just over a run of ball, and as a batter you come in and you play a 3 or 4 big overs, you can seal the fate of the Eagles. Those big overs I'm talking about are created by batters. They don't come by themselves. Look at that. Smashed through the offside. And it's no wonder that there's protection out in the deep that saved that boundary. Lovely shot again from Deep Patel.
Yeah, lovely shot from Deep. Another expensive over somewhat from Usman Ashraf. 10 runs from it. It's 63 for 4.
So 63 for 4. They need 66 to win from 42 balls. Samar Tiwari, Matt. 2 over for 12. He's gone for 6 and over. A lot of bunks and turn, but by now, players who have played on this turf realizes and have assessed the conditions somewhat. Seen a very good knock from Deep Patel. He's really batted well. And when he bats, Matt, expect to see some shot of positivity. Look at that, dug out well into the offside. Can score a couple of good balls there from Samar Tiwari to start the 14th.
Yeah, they'll look to Samar Tiwari to go deep into this innings, into his 3rd over. He's got 1 more left. Ashraf has been a tad expensive going at 9.
Up and over into the offside. Has he found the gap? Fielder comes around. Amit has done a lot of work. And look at that. Not only, Matt, getting to the ball quickly, but dispersing the ball straight back onto the stumps. That's good fielding.
Yeah, very good fielding from a very busy man, Amit Patil. Asking rate is now officially at 10, exactly at 10. 65 required from 39.
Manager Charia into the offside, can't score. You get the feeling as a bowler, you want to give a lot more strike to Manager Charia. He's used up quite a few. In fact, he's used up 10 balls. He's only accomplished 5 runs so far. On the other hand, we've seen a better strike rate, a way better strike rate from Deep Patel. A play and a miss. And so a couple of balls here from Samar Tiwari has got pass. Has dot deliveries to Manager Charia. Final ball coming up. Still needs 65 to win from 37. Still asking 10.4, 10.5. And they're going a 4.6. A huge gap between runs required and runs on tap. Cut into the offside. It's in the air, but falls in front of the fielder. And look at that. They might be happy that Manager Charia has picked up a single. He'll be on strike. At the end of 14 is 65 for the loss of 4.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So 14 overs gone, 65 for 4. Noman Iftikhar will make that left turn and will come into bowl to Manager Charia. And Matt, contrasting output from the two batters out in the middle. Manager Charia, he starts with a wide, Noman Iftikhar. Manager Charia has taken some time. Deep Patel, on the other hand, rearing to go. Give him chances.
So a big couple overs coming up here. You feel the Manhattan Yorkers are beginning to ease themselves back into this contest. We've seen a couple of shots, a couple of 8, 9 run overs here and there. They're waiting for somebody. They're waiting for somebody to come in to really explode. We know Acharya is capable of doing it. Deep Patel has been around for a while, but they've got a lot of options left. Mahesh Rama's got an over. Iftikhar is into his second. Samart Tiwari has bowled 3. We haven't seen Henningham at all yet. So they've got options here, have the New England Eagles. And you feel with 10.8 required, the next 2 or 3 overs can really make or break this game. Can the Yorkers get a couple of big overs? Can the Yorkers now really begin to attack? Or will the Eagles get a couple of good overs in and really put the game to bed? Well, that could be the answer. A wicket looking to go down the ground as Acharya into the hands of Earl Henningham in the end. So Manoj Acharya falls for 6. Noman Iftikhar has a second wicket. A big breakthrough that as Acharya, unable to really break free, departs for 6. And it's another wicket that just pushes the asking rate up at the expense of another casualty. The Yorkers are 5 down. Simple catch for Henningham. It's 66 for 5.
So another wicket goes down, this time of the captain manager Charya. And it looks like Kangura will come to the middle mat. You made a point that the next couple of overs could be a crucial one here that will dictate the fortune of this game. But Deep Patel, I want to think that the more strike that Deep Patel receives is going to be better for the Manhattan Yorkers. We saw manager Charya struggling for some time. And when he walked away, you could see the body language from manager Charya that tells a story. That probably is thing. And take a look at this dismissal here. Lofted into the offside. We've seen a very good catch from Earl Henningham. All the ease in the world. Perfect catch for him. And in the end, it has brought Yash Kangura to the middle. 66 for 5.
And he'll have to get going quite quickly here, will Kangura. We know he can bat. He's a good all-rounder. But always difficult for a batter coming in with 11s. Asking to go at 11 and over.
Yeah, that grunt, that glove. And look, they're going to scamper through for one. So straight away, Kangura gets off the mark. A painful single for him, I'll tell you that. Take a look.
Yeah, an awkward one for sure for Yash Kangura, but off the mark nonetheless.
And Matt, I like how Kangura was able to take that ball down. If you take a look at the video itself, he really got behind the ball, didn't take his eyes off the ball. No matter what the ball was climbing on him, he climbed with it. And that's good technique from Yash Kangura. A lot of batters will probably fall away when the ball rises high. Oh, that's a lovely drive from Deep Patel. Earl Henningham has been very good. He's had a good day, but that ball escapes. And because it was powerfully struck from Deep Patel.
Yeah, lovely strike from Deep Patel. And you feel he will be the man here standing in the way between New England Eagles and their first points of the season. If he can stick around for the next 32 balls, you never know what can happen.
Yeah, lovely shot through the offside. He needed to take a lot more brilliance from Earl Henningham to save that one. Here is Noman Iftikhar. Oh, steered away. Good diving stop and save by Rizwan Mazar. He saved the boundary there, Matt. He saved 3 runs.
Yeah, very good bit of keeping from Rizwan Mazar. Diving away to his left. So Kangura comes back onto strike. Have another look at this coming off the pad. And a good bit of glove work from Mazar. The half stop could have been much more than just a leg by conceded though, had it not been for that effort. Pulled away from Kangura. And that's gone a long way. We say he can strike the ball. He's a good batter. Is Yash Kangura. On a lovely shot. Short delivery, pulled away. And 1 bounce for 4.
So we come down to the last 30 balls, 53 to get. Samar Tiwari will continue. And he's bowled 3 of us, no mid-mat, none for 14. And he comes in here with Deep Patel and Yash Kangura striking them pretty well. Play and a miss, and you get the feeling that Deep who has batted positively well, realizes that they're 10 runs and over. They'll need a couple of big overs here.
Yeah, they certainly will, and you can see just from the shot, realizing that, looking to take on Samart right away. It's his final over.
Ball punched into the offside. He's given up the strike to Kangura, but have no fear, folks. Kangura, we've seen in the last over, can give the ball a tap. You've always got to be wary of these bowling all-rounders, man. They give the ball a big tap at times.
Yeah, especially fast bowlers.
So it's a big weekend here for teams that have not made an impression in this year's minor league. We saw yesterday, New York City Titans haven't won a game. They won their first game yesterday. And we're seeing New England in with a chance, 52 to win from 27, asking 11.5 and over. They're in a good position here, but it's still far from over. As Manhattan Yorkers playing their last game, trying to make sure that they end their 2024 season on a high. But Matt, it has been the weekend of earning points for the first time.
Yeah, we saw a big win for the NYC Titans. The New England Eagles will look to join them. Both of those sides with still games to come next week. Pulled away from Kangura. Oh!
Wow.
Almost spectacular from Henningham. Got a firm hand on the ball, but just couldn't pull it in, couldn't complete the catch. It's gone for 6. But what an effort from Earl Henningham.
Yeah, Matt, for a split second, I thought he held on. It would have been an amazing and spectacular catch. But what a shot here from Kangura. He's shown us, man, that he's going to come in and play the big shots. And if you're asking 10 and 11 and over, you've got your man in Kangura. But what an effort here from Earl Henningham in the end. Gone for 6. Into the offside. Kangura will retain strike. And this has been a very good over here for the New England Eagles. Still under the required rate. And so 16 gone. It's 84 for 5. So we're down to the last 24, Matt. 45 to win. Who has the advantage right now?
Got to give it, at this stage, the New England Eagles still. 11, over 11 is required. One more wicket will probably put the Eagles in even more control if they can break this partnership. One tidy over that goes for maybe less than 10. But Kangura and Deep will have something to say about that. Iftikhar is back and the over starts with a couple of runs, so it starts in favor of the Manhattan Yorkers. Kangura picking up runs.
Well, Matt, I'll tell you something. I've loved the approach from Deep Patel. I've loved what he's brought to the table. I love his output, 36 from 31 balls. And you've got to appreciate the effort here from Yash Kangura. He's come out and he's going at 2 runs per ball. With 11.2, the asking, I know it's high, but give Kangura a couple more big hits and this could come down to be a very close encounter. Anyone can win this game. I told you that. Kangura goes over the mid-wicket area, and that's gone a long way, and that's 6 runs.
Yeah, lovely shot from Yash Kangura. Look at the applause from the Yorkers camp. They're well and truly in this game. 37 from 22. Kangura is playing a very big hand here. 20 of just 8 deliveries. Norman Iftikhar right in the slot. And it's heaved away from Kangura. So 2 sixes from him, keeping the Yorkers alive.
If you're playing T20 cricket in a semi-professional setup, you've got to think that when you come down to the 16, 17 over, you've got to be able to score 10 and 12 and 13 runs and over. This is the given in this day of T20 cricket. Welcome to minor league. Norman Iftikhar to Kangura. And Kangura take another pad, he's gone. So this is a big breakthrough. And that big partnership of 26 comes to an end. Colin Edwards says, you're out. It's 92 for 6.
Yeah, good comeback delivery there from Norman Iftikhar. Exactly what the New England Eagles needed. This partnership was fast moving and very destructive, like a tornado between Deep Patel and Yash Kangura. 26 of 13. But Iftikhar has removed Kangura, who falls for a quick cameo of 20 of 9. It's 92 for 6.
So Nimesh Bechu comes to the middle. And Matt, definitely the strike here from Norman Iftikhar. And by the way, Norman Iftikhar has picked up 3 for 21 so far. Take a look at this one. Yeah, struck very straight and adjacent. And umpire Colin Edwards has no problem there at all. And Nimesh Bechu comes out here. When does Deep Patel comes into strike? You get the feeling that Deep Patel is going to play a key role here. And he will need as much strike as possible. Bechu on strike.
So Bechu is able to get Deep Patel down the other end. Deep Patel is 36 of 31. He's striking at 116. Will need to strike at much more than that with almost 11 required. He's capable of doing that. It's just a matter of how much is he able to get over the fence.
And Matt, we saw 8 and 2 balls from Norman Iftikhar. How important was that wicket at the middle of the over?
Yeah, it certainly is. Very big breakthrough from Iftikhar. So Deep Patel will settle for just 1, so he'll retain the strike for the 18th over. In fact, 1 ball to go. Was thrown off there a bit with the wicket. So Bechu will come in to strike 94 for 6. 35 required from 19. Bechu will have to provide something from his end as well. Can't afford to have Deep Patel score all of these 35. Nimesh Bechu has got to find runs from somewhere.
So it's in the air. Falls in no man's land, and look at that. They come back for a couple of runs. So Deep Patel will be on strike when play resumes. And they need 33 in 3 overs. 33 needed in 3 overs.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So we come down to the last 18 balls, man. 33 to win, 96 for 6. Deep Patel has batted well. He's up on 37. And the New England Eagles, Matt, when season started on August 30th, their season well, their season will continue, but Manhattan Yorkers, they have got 18 balls, 33 runs, or 4 wickets to end their 2024 season. Whichever comes first. Deep Patel will be on strike, and it's off spin from Apurva Maheshram.
Maheshram bowling to Deep Patel. How does Deep start this over? Just over the head of the captain, Iftikhar. They'll hustle back for a couple of runs. And they'll hustle back for a third chance of a run out. And has been given. So, looking to come back for 3. And Nimesh Bechu has been dismissed. They've got to run for everything here. At this stage, you feel the running will be very hard, but on this occasion, not quick enough was Nimesh Bechu. Was always going to be a tough third run, but Bechu falls. It's 31 required from 17, 98 for 7.
So Dhruv Pawar comes to the middle, but it's Deep Patel on strike. And Matty gets a single into the onside, offside, and now exposes Dhruv Patel. Would you have taken a single there so early in the over?
Well, okay.
Well, it looked like
I'm confused. Who's on strike?
it looked like Deep Patel. he plays it into his legs, and they scamper through for a couple of runs. So 2 runs here, and that brings up the 100, 101 for 7. Patel on strike. That's Deep Patel. He's up to 41. Dhruv Pawar is on 1, and so they need 28 to win from 15 balls. That's 101 on the board. So their season winding down. Pulled into the onside, doesn't time it well. Earl Henningham, he's been good. Look at the throw. Oh, very good throw. Had he struck the stumps, he would have been gone. But a couple of runs, good running here from Deep Patel and Dhruv Pawar. And that equation comes down to 26 to win.
Yeah, good bit of running. Good throw as well from Earl Henningham. Looks to be a good player. Henningham, we saw him really end the innings well. He's been lively in the field. He's really a bowler. We haven't really seen him in action.
Yeah, playing a miss. Good comeback there from Mahesh Ram. How many are you permitted, Mahesh Ram, to give up in this over, Matt, with a required rate of 12? He's gone for 7.
Anything less than 10 for me.
Yeah, tugged into the onside, but they have been running quickly. Goes to to the field. Samar Tiwari comes in with a throw. Not a good one. When I say it's not a good one, if If your bowlers can receive those returns, they're not good enough. 18 gone, it's 105 for 7. They need 24 off 2 overs.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So we've got 24 to win in 2 overs, 12 balls remaining. Noman Iftikhar, 3 for 24, will finish up here. Will come into bowl to Dhruv Pawar. And as we have seen so many times in T20 cricket, the 19th over becomes the deciding one.
Yeah, and Noman Iftikhar will certainly be the man. A lot of the times you look at your best bowler, your most experienced bowler to bowl the 19th.
Oh. What a shot from Dhruv Pawar, straight along the ground, through the offside, and that's a smashing start to the 19th. 4 runs for Dhruv Pawar.
Yeah, lovely shot through the offside from Dhruv Pawar. Starts the over on a high. My question to the New England Eagles, who bowls the final over? Danai has only bowled the 1 over. Usman Ashraf has bowled 2 overs, but has been a bit expensive. Who gets the final over? They've got Henningham, but he hasn't bowled at all. Oh, cleaned him up. Noman Iftikhar comes back in some fashion, rips the stump out of the ground, and Dhruv Pawar has not lasted too long. 4 and out for him. He departs for 5. And Noman Iftikhar, what a response.
Yeah, Noman Iftikhar has picked up 4 for 28, and it's the experience. And look at that, a little bit of swing from the offside. And he's pumped up and knows the importance of this wicket. A smashing shot of the previous ball from Dhruv Pawar, but he's back in the shade. And it comes down to 20 to win. It's 109 for 8. So Swapnil Roy comes to the middle. 20 to win from 10 balls. We've seen a 4 and a wicket in this over. We've seen a 4-wicket haul from Noman Iftikhar, 4 for 28 at the moment. And this game comes down to 2 wickets left. 20 runs to get, 10 balls to bowl. And this will end the season here for the Manhattan Yorkers. It's all happening here at Mercer County Park. And Matt, you were asking the question, who bowls the last over? Well, I'll tell you something. If Noman Iftikhar can finish it up here, no one needs to bowl the last over. Into the offside, they're running quickly. And Deep Patel stands between the Eagles and the Yorkers for this one.
Yeah, Noman Iftikhar will have a chance to really put this game to bed if he can restrict this. Not concede any boundaries here. It'll still take a bit of defending, especially if Deep Patel can get a boundary or 2. So it's still important to look at the options here. And it'll come down to the same man, Noman Iftikhar, as the captain. It'll be his decision.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting who will bowl the last over if Noman Iftikhar can get the job done here. And that grunt into the offside. Deep Patel has really played a good hand. And I think, Matt, when you look at Deep Patel, what has prevented him from not really moving on is the fact that he's really been out of strike more or less.
Yeah, he's been off strike for a bit of time. You've seen wickets fall around him. But 18 off 8, even when he has gotten the strike, he's been unable to really find the boundary. So Shapnel Roy, 18 from 8 deliveries. Does he have a big shot in him?
And the big question is, how much is left for the last over? You get the feeling that the more that is left, you could probably still give Usman Ashraf or Joshua Danai a chance. You talked about if a new bowler could come into the fray. We don't know that. We don't know what's the plan here. But the more you left for the last, it becomes a little bit more toss-up for anyone to bowl. But here is Iftikhar. Goes down the wrong line. Called away from umpire Colin Edwards. And that's a freebie.
And that's what they'll want to avoid here with the New England Eagles. No extras. Rizwan Mazar will have to be alert behind the stumps. No wides, no buys, nothing conceded here. 17 from 8.
Matt, I'm going to ask you a bit of a question here. We've seen a lot of times when you bowled a wide, you hear commentators will say, well, if the last ball goes for a 6 or a 4, you say, well, that is because of that extra ball that you bowled. Oh, he's dropped it. I think he's put it down. And he nearly struck the helmet, so it's all happening here. And Imran and Rizwan Mazar may have put down a very crucial chance. No signal from the umpire, so it has come off the bat of Deep Patel. Big opportunity there, Matt. $113 for 8, 16 needed from 7 balls. Patel on strike, that's Deep Patel. He's up on 46. Roy is on 2. And I was making the point, when your extra ball goes for a boundary, it seems terrible. But what happens when that extra ball picks up a wicket? 19 gone. It's 113 for 8, 16 needed off the last over. And the big question is, who will bowl this last over? Well, we'll have to wait and see who will bowl this final over. It looks like Amit Patil has been called up. And you talked about he hasn't bowled in the entire game, but that's what T20 cricket has become. And you never expect when your bowling turn will come, even if it comes in the 20th over.
Yeah, and a big challenge here for Amit Patil. Right away, coming into the light to the attack for the first time, and he has to defend 16. And he'll be bowling to Shapnel Roy, which might be slightly easier than bowling right from the get-go to Deep Patel.
Yeah, still 16, a good chunk of runs to get. You know, it's not 10, it's not 9, it's something to bowl at. But he will have to get it right. He'll have to nail it. And you know Shapnel Roy, he'll be swinging for the fences and they'll be hitting downwind. A couple of wickets will seal the fate here as the two umpires are having a little bit of conference here. And I wonder what they could be talking. Maybe what they've ordered for lunch. What do you think, Matt? Colin Edwards walks away to square leg and he's ready. And Shapnel Roy will be the man on strike. Deep Patel has a word with him. A lot of conferences. We watched to decide the 20th over. There was a long bit of discussion between the important men involved, including the captain. And they've come up with a plan here to bowl Amit Patil. And there's always the field restriction to pay attention to, Matt. Not you can't spread the field with getting players all across the boundary. Here's Amit, final over. Starts outside the off stump, called the wide. And so it comes down to 15 runs to get.
Yeah, again, no extras here. So Amit Patil will have to re-ball one. Free run to the Manhattan Yorkers.
Yeah, and I'm wondering why. What has caused the hold-up? Now we see Mihir Patel, the third umpire, coming to have a word with Colin Edwards, and Dimple is walking quickly up to the thing. I'm wondering why, but it has certainly delayed a little bit into the game. This little delay, Matt, who can be benefiting from this delay? The batter or the bowler?
Probably go with the bowler.
He would love a break in the action, right? Oh, slice into the offside. Into the hands of Samar Tiwari. And Shapnal Roy goes for 2.
Yeah, Shapnil Roy departs. Brings Arya Garg, the last man in, and it'll also keep Deep Patel off the strike. So Amit Patil does his job, gets a wicket, a dot ball, and keeps Deep off strike. It's 15, required from 5. As Roy is looking to go over the offside. And a simple catch for Samart in the end.
And you get the feeling, Matt, Amit Patel has come in here. And he's bowled this over, starting bowling to Roy. And now he's bowling to still a new batter in Arya Garg. 114 for 9. And he's on the verge of ending this match if he can pick up a wicket here. Deep Patel, we talked about how off strike he has been quite a few times in this game. And you look at the Manhattan Yorkers, they're all lined up there, probably looking for a run-on in their final moments of their 2024 season, Matt. Will they be able to run on jubilantly, or will the New England Eagles put up a couple of points for the first time in this tournament? Here is Amit Patil. Goes down the leg side. Could be wides here. Fielder giving chase at fine. And look at that, gives up the chase. We'll wait and see. 5 wides. Only will help the cause here of the Yorkers.
Yeah, Amit Patil, not good at all. Cannot afford to go down the leg side. And races away to the boundary. 10 required from 5. What a game. What a final game. What a send-off the Manhattan Yorkers are having here. They've got to dig themselves out in a thriller.
Arya Garg, he does the right thing. I thought that he only wanted to get off strike and leave it up to Deep Patel. The fact is Deep Patel has a lot of balls in this over, I'll tell you that. We've seen a couple of wides in this over that has gone for runs. And it comes down to the performance here from Deep Patel. He has performed already. 46 from 39 balls, and it comes down to the remaining 4 balls. If any of these balls go for a boundary, I think Manhattan Yorkers could seal the fate of the Eagles. Here we go. Amit to Deep. And Deep goes into the onside. Fielder comes in. Has he taken the catch? Yes, he has. And Burhan Saeed comes up with an excellent catch that seals the fate. And it's the Eagles all the way.
Yeah, brilliant way to end. Burhan Saeed takes a diving catch to secure 2 points for the New England Eagles. Amit Patil, he does it in the end. He struggled a bit with some wides, but he got 2 wickets in the over, and it was the 2 final wickets. That was all the New England Eagles needed to cap off what has been a fighting display. A very impressive one from the New England Eagles. They defeat the Manhattan Yorkers, who we say goodbye to from the 2024 Minor League Cricket Championship. It's the New England Eagles who win by 8 runs. Deep Patel, with a valiant effort, was partnered by Kangura for a bit, but falling 8 runs short in the end.
Yeah, big display here as we look at the bowling here. 4-wicket haul for Noman Iftikhar, leading from the front, the captain. And look at that, Amit Patel towards the end. 2 for 7. I think we'll have to give the ball to him. So that's it, folks. New England Eagles, they win by 8 runs, and for the first time in this tournament, has secured points on the table. To the Manhattan Yorkers, well played this season, and see you again next time. Until then, goodbye and good afternoon here from Mercer County Park. Stay tuned. More cricket coming to you from Mercer County Park as the Philadelphians, they take on the New Jersey Stallions. See you soon.
He's shaved it as Anirudh, and Apurva Maheshram has come in right away, has taken a wicket. What a day.
But here is Burhan Saeed. And I played a miss, and I think it's stopped. Oh, he's gone. What work here from Imran, from Rizwan Mazar. There's some driven up into the offside. Look the effort. Look the commitment here from the captain. Noman Iftikhar, I'm telling you. This New England. Oh, lofted into the onside. Runs here for Kappa. Fielder does well to get around, but can't do enough. That has gone away for 4. Yes. More so for the Philadelphians. That pulled into the onside. Fielder comes around. They will not get to the ball, so that fielder has been asked to go 2 different directions in 2 balls. An Eagles team. And look at that. Oh, into the hands of Maheshram. He takes it low down. And Kappa goes.
First 10 overs of an innings. This one a full toss that has been hammered away from Deep Patel. Finds the Ansi umpire. So trying to be innovative is Raj Bafsa, and he pays the ultimate price. He got the shot away. Much. Big strike. And lands right on the camera tent.
Oh, he gets an edge. Long chase here for Danai. He loses the battle with a fast-moving ball.
Usman Ashraf, especially with the amount of turn. Full toss, hammered away, gone for 6. So Deep Patel got overs in and really put the game to bed. Well, that could be the answer. A wicket pulled away from Kangura, and that's gone a long way. We say he can next week. Pulled away from Kangura. Oh,
Wow.
almost spectacular.
I told you that. Kangura goes over the mid-wicket area, and that's to Kangura. And Kangura take another pad, he's gone. So this is a big breakthrough.
Just over the head of the captain, Iftikhar. They'll hustle back for a couple of runs. And they'll hustle back for a 3rd chance of a run out. And has been given.
Oh. What a shot from Drew Pawar straight along the...
Oh, cleaned him up. Noman Iftikhar comes back in some fight.
Oh, slice into the offside. Into the hands of Samar Tiwari. Goes down the leg side. Could be wides here. Fielder giving chase at fine. And look at that. Gives up the chase. We'll wait and see. 5 wides. And deep goes into the onside. Fielder comes in. Has he taken the catch? Yes, he has.
Presented by Yash Technologies.